a
and
loop.
forgot. Yes, the loop. It got me. The loop. Hello. Welcome, everyone.
I was
Hola,
preparing myself
my
mentally to see the cat video all over again.
Yeah.
What?
Did I disappoint you?
I didn't
Do
know
you
this
want
was an
to see the
option.
cat video all over
As
again?
soon as I
Me
got
too.
ready, I got myself pumped up, then you turned it off.
Oh, well, that's what I'm here for, disappointing people. But not with today's presentation. Hold on, I need to get my lights, guys. Look, I have these new lights. It's like fancy and it changes color, so I can look like I'm in a disco the whole stream and give everybody severe headaches.
Nice.
Are you excited? Are you excited to all have headaches today?
Excited. Do you have the
Welcome to the
setting
show.
where the color changes every time you speak?
No, I have not figured out a way to be that annoying yet, but I endeavor to reach
That's
that
the
level.
best one.
Yeah. I'll work on figuring that out. Hello, chat. Let me say hi to chat. Hello, everyone. Bancroft is here. Hello. The name changes. Ellie, new dungeoneer. Hello. Phil is here apparently. Well, everyone, I was late, but you know what you should expect. It's my channel. It's a tradition to be late.
There's no special intro video for Phil on this channel, so he has no reason to come in late.
Yeah.
Only
It's
when
just-
Jake hosts.
He's only late for Jake's shows because that's how friends do it. Fusebox for $5. Thank you so much. Hey y'all, long time no see. Outlaw Nights, I think that's ON. That's your book, right? Outlaw Nights issue 1 is still in demand too. It's being colored as we speak. Very cool. Thank you for the $5. Everyone, go check out Outlaw Nights on Indiegogo. Still in demand. Zay Comics is here. Wow.
It's me.
Hyper Wizard is here. Wonder who's that? Oh dear. Aviator is here. Job Styler. Oh, it's 420. I should have started that right at 420. Snuggy gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And Alex VRB, the star of this show, the MVP of the chat every time that he makes the memes. Yes, the meme master. Hello.
He's kind of the 5th member at this point.
Yeah.
Right. He's here every show. He makes the memes. We don't end the show without a meme from Alex. So shout out to Alex.
He's like the animator from Monty Python. He's technically part of the Monty Python crew, but you never see him, right?
Yeah, but wasn't that Terry Gilliam who went on to be like, which this is good if this is Alex, but Terry Gilliam went on to be the most famous, talented of all of them.
Yeah, Doug209 says Terry, so I guess you're right. 2 people have said the same thing. Confirmed.
Nice.
Truth.
I'm not British.
I don't know this reference. Though, you guys will be happy to know that I have enriched my cultural knowledge this past month. I have watched Mob Psycho and The Mask, and that is the reason, among some other shows, but those 2 shows are the reason we're talking about The Shadow today, because those 2, that show and that movie was full of shadow stuff. So I'm like, ooh, let me talk about psychological concepts I don't fully understand. Let's go. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Now, when you say The Mask, are you referring to the 1994 Jim Carrey vehicle?
The vehicle? The vehicle?
Yeah, the vehicle that launched him into superstardom.
Yeah.
Was that the one that did it?
Well, quick factoid too. 1994, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and The Mask all came out in 1994, which is crazy.
Oh,
I think he
Carey.
Yeah.
made him the highest paid actor.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about this Shadow, right?
No, not the comic, but I watched the movie. Yeah, Phil will be disappointed, but you can enlighten us, or at least me, because I'm probably the only person who hasn't read the comic, about the differences. I thought the movie was fascinating. I mean, it broke my assumptions about what it was. It was
shouldn't Bancroft watch The Mask?
Has he not watched it?
He says he can't get past like the first 10 minutes of it.
Oh my god! Why? Because
you would like it. It seems silly at first, but there's
he's got to explain himself. Well, the first 10 minutes is just Stanley Ipkiss being a simp, right? Is that why he can't get through it?
Yeah, he's like a dweeb.
Oh, come on, Ben.
It leads somewhere.
If I'd remembered, we should have pinned him down and forced him to watch it. Then he could have joined us today. That would have been great.
Jake's all about force spinning people down to watch movies. Well, Bancroft, prepare to have it spoiled for you today, later. That's what happens. He's Munster. Hello. Welcome. Ronan, Epignosis, Doug209, all our regulars. because they're all awesome. Iron Line. Bancroft refuses. Rushbrook! Hello, Michael Rushbrook. Artist on Fiendish 2.5 is here. Thank you for the $2 super chat. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. Says, hello, Creative Block. Hope y'all are doing well. We are doing well, and I hope you are doing well too. It's been a while. Kirby is here. You have to strap me down like the Clockwork Orange. It's not. You won't. It's not going to be painful.
Accepted. We need to lure him into the country.
Next time Bancroft is in America for a show, we will tie him down to watch movies.
Got to think of the perfect excuse to lure him into a private cinema and strap him down.
Yes, luring people into private spaces. Great idea.
I'm thinking about that exact shot from that movie too. Is they pin him down and they pull his eyes open. It's like such a meme. It's so funny, but he also is screaming the whole time because he hates it. So he's like, ah! Ah! Just being forced to watch TV.
I watched that movie, but I think I was too young. I didn't get it.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry that you saw it when you were young.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I mean, I was a teenager, but I didn't have enough cultural context to get it as a teenager.
Is that why you stopped watching all Western media from that point? You were like, okay,
yeah,
if this is
like
I just wasn't. No, there was a lot of stuff that just went over my head. Like I saw a bunch of stuff before I could understand it, really. So
yeah, like the singing in the rain scene. That singing in the rain scene's intense.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess there's a lot of. I got turned off of Western media and embraced the mangers. He's the ones to. I have damaged his ears. I'm sorry. Hello, GW Learning is here as well. Good coffee, not made to turn. No. So I went to the Korean market. I bought a bunch of awesome stuff that I dearly missed, including Taiwanese snacks. And I found this canned coffee brand. So it's really annoying how in the States, you go to any supermarket and I just want like fucking black canned coffee. That's all I want. Just black coffee. And they don't fucking have it. Everything is like that sugary, milked up stuff with a bunch of stuff in it. I just want coffee, and this is a Japanese coffee brand you can get in Japan and Taiwan, and I bought a ton of it, and this is already my last can. I need to get more. I love this. So nice. Hometown. Yep.
I think I might have narrowed down why I can't drink canned coffee. My current suspect is a little thing called ascorbic acid, which is apparently put in to hold the color in. I'm on the case. I'm gonna try several things with ascorbic acid, and then find another copy that doesn't have it, and see if it's all good.
Very nice. Wait, so you have to test to? Well, you said you like tried a bunch of food to figure out what causes your gout.
There's no have to.
Doesn't Monster? Don't they have a coffee Monster?
Yeah. Okay, Phil. They do have coffee Monster, and it doesn't give me gout.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I drank 3 in one day, and then my tooth.
You know what's pretty good is Prime. You guys ever drink Prime?
No.
I never tried it.
Isn't that's the one by the guy who saw the dead dude in the forest? You know.
Yeah, is Logan Paul paying you to talk about Prime on the stream right now?
Yeah, we're sponsored by Prime now. I'll go get my empty bottles. I've been saving them.
He's paying all his suicide money
I don't
for this moment.
Care. Hey, Edwin is here. Yeah, no, I will. This is not a sponsorship, but hey, I love my Japanese canned coffee. Somebody sent Irene Curie. I have a French press. I'm just lazy sometimes. No notification on in my feed. Well, to be fair, I haven't streamed for a while, so YouTube's probably like, she doesn't need to be promoted. But that's not true. I am still streaming. I just am not addicted to the internet, and I have a real life. But creative block is important, and I will always do this show. So.
You have to do that juggling thing where you set it up and it's like to go live at an earlier time, and then you're like, no, and you change it to a later time. You keep kiting it by like 5 minutes at a time, and then it like maxes out all of your notifications. It's the only way I can get anyone to watch my stream.
I think the notification thing, like, isn't it like you're only allowed 4 notification blasts per day or something? So like,
if you send people a ton of notifications, it'll max out as well. So there's that.
Yeah,
but if you don't,
in a day.
Yeah, but if you don't have enough, if you don't stream enough, or you don't touch your channel often enough, they'll just be like, "Well, guess I don't even pay attention to you." No, pay attention to me. I'm still here. Arg. Yeah. So, thank you for the links. I appreciate it. already got a notification. That's good. That's good. If you are here, we have 40 plus people here already. Everyone give the stream a like and share it out. Let people know that we're streaming. I think this is going to be a good discussion. I went for a more relaxed presentation. I mean, I still made a presentation. Couldn't help myself. But I'd like to start focusing more on just a panel discussion instead of like, this isn't a, especially with this subject. I'm not a psychologist, disclaimer. So I'm not here to talk about the psychological aspects, but it's just more about how the shadow could be incorporated into storytelling, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, you'll see. Before that, how's everyone's week? We need to talk about how everyone's week is. Let's get caught up.
You need
Jake.
to put someone on the spot. Okay, I'll be the someone. Okay,
yeah.
Well,
Jake,
Thanks
how
for
was your week?
volunteering. How was your week, Jake?
Oh, it's been an adventure of painkillers and what is it? What are they called? Antibiotics. But yeah, last week, just before the show, I had a dang tooth ripped out.
Oh yeah.
Remember
How's your tooth? How is your tooth friend?
Is it sprouting? Is it
It's
sprouting a new Jake?
Yeah. So there's another Jake starting to grow.
Well,
there you go. Here's the clean. This is the
what? That's his tooth.
It's so like comedic. It's so like I didn't realize it's like a cliche.
God.
Your
Look
tooth
how
is such a cliche.
But
It's
huge.
Look, that's the most gigantic fucking tooth.
That's what she said. But like, look at the cavity hole. It was huge. Like, look how big it was. And this was facing backwards. So like to see it, I would just like open my mouth and peek in. So I just see a little bit of black, but I didn't realize that all of the monster energy like burrowed back.
He got a tooth ripped out last week. If you missed last week's show, so that's from his head.
How bad did it hurt before you went to the dentist or whatever?
Okay. Well, I went to the dentist and they said they do that thing where it's like, what would you say your pain is on a scale of like 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, 10's probably like waterboard. I said this out loud. 10's probably waterboarding and having like bamboo hammered under your nails. So I guess it's 6. So I guess it's 6. But I've realized, Phil, I do this thing where, and it's probably because of the gout, where I completely ignore pain, and it's like it's not there, but I become extremely irritable. Like, like there's no pain, but I turn into like a bit of a dark. There's a dark cloud looming.
That's a superpower right there to ignore pain to that level.
Well, because all this week when I finally take the painkillers, it's like it's not like codeine or anything. It's just a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, kind of like ibuprofen but stronger. But like every time I've taken it, it's been like a cloud lifts. Like I sit there and I lie back and I'm like, everything is fine. All of the stresses and strains go away, and like it's just an anti-inflammatory. It's not like giving me a high, but literally the pain going away is like such a relief.
And you inject that into your arm?
No.
Yes, Phil.
No, but I do it in between the toes because all the veins in my arm are full of brick dust now.
Oh man. Dango Solo has a great suggestion. You should make it an add-on for when you launch.
The tooth? Oh, that is disgusting. Sell the tooth?
That's gross. I don't even know if that's legal. You may have problems doing that. I don't know if that's like a medical issue.
It's all clean now. I boiled the tooth. I got some water on the stove and I boiled it away, thinking that's what would clean it up. But
I thought you just sucked on it until the blood came out.
Well, that's what I tried for like quite a while, but it just didn't work. So I decided I had to boil it. Ellie says, the tooth fairy will give you $500 for that tooth. No, well, I mean, that is a lot. This is now the tooth of, it's not a wisdom tooth, but it is the tooth of wisdom. It's like pretending to be a wisdom tooth and giving out advice. I talk to it often. I use it to banish spirits.
This is real, Angela. This is not a bit. Jake really lost a tooth.
Is this legit? Well, it's a real tooth.
Last week.
No. She asked us to show it and then left, and then was like, "Did he show it?" But no, this is the real one, all cleaned up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than adventures in toothage, last week, Phil after the show was just casually flicking through a book he had, and on seeing literally like 2 pages I've been flicking through, I was so impressed by the art that I had to get it, and it came today.
What book? Oh shit! Yeah, hell yeah!
I got Razor Fist Ghosts of the Badlands, and you said this isn't print on demand, right? It's through a publisher.
Right. Did you? I mean, I think that's the same one I have. Is that the black and white one?
Yeah. Well, is there a color one?
They just put the colored one up on Amazon, and I think that's what that trailer that came out last week was for, the colored one.
But
I think the colored ones went out to the backers as well. But yeah, look at that. It's freaking.
Oh, there were backers. But okay, so this is it George? What's the name of the guy?
Alexopoulos.
Yeah,
it looks nothing. It doesn't look like his. He normally does these 4-panel cartoons.
I'm trying to find the
and you can tell it's his work when you look closely. But at first, I didn't realize it was him. It's much more realistic. It's really, really good work.
Yeah, so I mean, people would if we pulled him up, people would recognize his art. Obviously, like Tim Castor showed it off and stuff. Now, his artwork in the political cartoon stuff, I kind of like. I don't really care about it. I'm like whatever, but like you open up this and like this is real good fucking art. Like all of the expressions are fantastic. Like this gray tone line art style is like his art in this is so I'm so impressed. Like genuinely, look at this. Look at the framing in this. That's so good. Like I now have a large amount of respect for him as just an artist. Like look at it, just the personality on these faces, and
the backgrounds too.
It's kind of like that manga-y style where they let it be more realistic and they just end up with like a lot of emotion, but it's still a mix of Western too. Well, it's literally a Western. But like, this is you can get it on Amazon, guys. So if you like all of these, go check it out. It is I'm actually looking forward to reading this.
Yeah,
which doesn't happen that often, and it's made me think of like we should talk one day about what actually pushes you to read a book. Even though you have a load of them, what pushes you to read them? But yeah, that's my week.
Yeah, I hope they do a second one soon. Like that would be awesome because the turnaround on this was really great. It was super successful. The character is really, really super cool and eerie. If you like Solomon Kane and old pulpy style characters with purple prose, it's just like that. It's like the Shadow meets Solomon Kane in the Wild West, basically. It's awesome.
This guy should be drawing pages for the rest of his life. There was, you have an artist and you're like, the universe should mine them for all they've got. They should be thousands. By the time he's 80, there should be thousands of pages of stuff he's drawn. Like that's kind of what needs to happen, in my opinion. But I just love the faces. It's an excellent job.
It's really good faces. I'm glad that he got to do that book. Yeah.
Killed it.
I'm excited for more. Woo. Phil, how was your week?
Good. A lot of work, a lot of setting up global comic stuff. We just put Magic Cop 1 up there, and I'm working on another book to get up there as well. And yeah, other than that, just like day job stuff. Been doing a bunch of work and video editing for that. I don't know if I mentioned last week that I made a trailer for someone. Oh, I guess he announced it. So Aaron Lepresti's Wraith of God, he hired me to make his trailer for that. Speaking of awesome Westerns. So he announced that on the Professionals this week. So I think he's launching next week. So everybody check that out and ridicule my trailer that I made for him when that happens.
We won't ridicule it.
No, it was super fun. It was awesome. He was really happy for it. So that's gonna be cool. You guys can check that out next week. Other than that, did I show off my Trigun book that I got?
I don't think so. No, show it off.
By the way, guy in his room says he had his tooth pulled and he didn't get his tooth. You have to ask for it, bitch. I asked. I pointed it and said, "Can I take that shit?" He gave it.
You need to paint a little Wilson face on it and put in a mini shrine.
Look at this, Mr. Jake Collector.
Phil, Phil, I don't want to spend more money, but if you open up some of the pages, I'll probably end up spending money.
The gun embossing.
Yeah,
Would be
so
better.
I think this is the first of 3 big hardcover volumes that Dark Horse has just started putting out for this, and it's like if you watch the original series, it is in tandem with the series until a point, and then because they were coming out at the same time. So the manga came out first, and then the animators started right when it was coming out because it was a popular thing. And then the animators like overtook the progress of the manga, so they started their own story. So I know there's a divergence somewhere, but it's oversized, so the art is even bigger. It's badass. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into this, and hopefully I could read it before the next volume comes out.
Phil is turning into a weeb in front of our eyes.
Wait,
yeah,
Phil.
but I mean, this is totally like a Western as well. Like this is just a space Western Trigun.
Phil, I'm seeing
there's space, Phil. Did you say there's space?
Yeah, I mean they're on planets. They're never really actually in
as long as they're not in
deformed heads.
It's like a desert.
That's just anime.
Phil, I'm seeing volume 3 on Amazon, and it says like delivery Tuesday 10th of this. They got me. They got me. It doesn't say pre-order. I thought it could be delivered soon, but it's December. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is the first one, and the first time they're reprinting it in a really long time. So excited to get some free time to read that bad boy.
Very cool. Snuggie gifted 5 memberships. Thank you.
That's 10 total, I think.
That's right.
Did 5 before.
Yes. Thank you so much, everyone.
Snuggly man.
Nab those memberships. Nab them.
Thinking of what else I did.
You got a Trigun book. And what else?
I printed. I don't have them in here with me, but I printed flyers for the new book, Psycho Slumber, and I'm gonna this weekend go to a bunch of comic shops in my area and drop them off and see if they'll like put them in their window or whatever, just to spread the word of like a lot of shops over here have sections for local creators. And now that like I have the Lost Pages tome and it has a barcode on it, so I'm gonna peddle my wares around the city and see how that goes. It should be a nice weekend.
Good idea. So that's a fun new angle.
Yeah, cool. See how that goes. And I made $1.55 on Global Comics with the Lost Pages.
Nice. I made like $5.
So I got an email. And it's like you got your first revenue. It's like it's $1.55.
Woo!
To the moon, bitches.
And
hell yeah.
I put up Magic Op 1 and someone commented, they're like, I want number 2. When's the second one coming out? I checked your campaign and stuff to see if you have it digitally. And so that's really cool. There's like an active community of people reading stuff on there. So I'm excited to put more stuff up online like that.
Awesome. Speaking of Global Comics, thank you for the links to both of our books. Fiendish Comic and I thought that was for Fiendish and Lost Pages.
It's okay, Maromi.
Lost Pages is also on Global Comics.
Yes.
Both Fiendish and Lost Pages. So go check it out.
You put up the whole of Earthbound 1 up for free on Gumroad. Why don't you put it on Global Comics too?
I think I did. I think it is. It's both.
I think it might be.
It's on. I'm on Global Comics too, and I haven't got any money yet, but I've gotten a few readers, so that's good.
Sweet.
Yeah. So the way Global Comics works is it's like Webtoons and Tapas. You pay a paid membership allows you to read just anything on the website. At least that's how I think it works. But series can also set a certain amount of pages to read for free, and there are a lot of series that I've seen that are free to read. You just pay early. It'll be behind a paywall for a while, like how Webtoons does it, and then it'll be free after a while. But for my books, I have like a huge preview for each book, but then the rest is set behind a paywall because people paid for the physical books. But both Phil, me, and Narwhal are on Global Comics. I'm sure Jake is going to be putting Harnell on there as well. I think the platform is great. DLA says Global Comics is building something. I agree. they have been great to work with. Like one of the few, after the frustration of working with certain crowdfunding platforms, which will remain unnamed for now because I don't want to get frustrated, who don't answer emails and are terrible at customer support and ignore you. The level of customer support and contact that Global Comics has provided has been great, and I'm a nobody, so I really appreciate them, and I think everyone should support them.
Yeah, they're awesome. And they have like, I mean, we talked about it last week, but like the new titles that they have, indie stuff that's in the stores right now, and a bunch of awesome creators like us that are, putting this stuff up for the first time on digitally.
Phil, I just searched Lost Pages, right? And I spelled it wrong, and it still brought it up. So that's a good feature.
Oh, awesome!
Look. On the mobile, because you put a campaign in, it has a big green thing and like a ticker for your campaign. Like it has a countdown. It says 40 days, 8 hours, but it's right there at the very top. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, and that should take you to the new campaign.
You can link to the campaign on Global Comics. So you're saying?
Right there.
Yes.
Like, it even has a countdown.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull up Global Comics, just to properly pimp them.
Yeah, you can even like if you're looking to support crowdfunders, there's a section on Global Comics like you could tick the box where it's like, I want to see books that are crowdfunding something at the moment.
You know what? I'm on the front page right there.
They have the mask on there? I was just thinking.
There you go. It's right there.
That's great. Making some money off of their 40-year-old IP that they haven't done anything with.
So Global Comics, a while ago, they got the entire catalog from Vault Comics. And I think recently, was it Vertigo? Or no, it was Dark Horse that had got a bunch of books on Global Comics as well. So they're making deals with publishers to get huge chunks of their catalog on their platform. And they're also really friendly towards smaller creators, like completely independent creators like us. So I like that their reader, if you click through here, are there any tits, Phil? No.
No, not until the Joe Ball story.
Okay.
Which you won't be able to read because it's
you're doing. Okay, this is the frame by frame. You can switch. To reading like this. I think
it's the third thing.
The third thing.
That the little panel thing up to the left where that is yellow.
Panel to panel reading. Yeah, I got it. Double page. I like reading like this because it's reading like an actual comic. And it's I really don't. I understand people who prefer to read comics on their phones, and that's what webtoons at Tapas are designed for. But I like reading like this. Like if I'm going to read a comic digitally, either I'm reading on my desktop or a tablet. I want to see the artwork and all the gorgeous details. So I like reading it in this format. Though, just as you just saw, they do have a panel to panel format where you go in and cut. The creator will go in and just like isolate the panels, and you can read that more easily on your phone because it'll be one panel at a time on your phone. So there you go. And like Jake and Phil said, they will link to your crowdfunders, your current crowdfunders. They'll link to your website. You can generate a PDF for sale right on their website. It's great. And they also support languages. I'm about to upload the Spanish edition of Fiendish because that's what I've been working on. So I will have multiple languages of Fiendish on there. So check it out. And Not to make it about me, but here. There you go. Fiendish is not here as well. Everybody go check it out. Woo!
Are you gonna put the not the Espanol, the Japanese?
The Japonese? I might, though. The question is, I don't know how many Japanese readers are reading on Global Comics, but it exists. Yeah. Phil, are you done with your week? I don't want to cut in. Talking about my Japanese stuff.
Yes, I think that's it. And now we're here. Okay.
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah. So, segueing right into what I've been doing. I've been doing this. Even though Chapter 2 has been up for a while, but I've been working on the Japanese edition, yes. And let's see. I don't think anyone's cried how to digital comics when it comes to layouts. Well, the whole vertical scrolling and panel-to-panel reading, it works for digital comics. I think it's just having a digital version available and kind of not worrying too much about. Listen, piracy is going to happen, but I think, at least for me, what I the way I think is, it's more important at this point to get my work out there. So
Yeah,
I'm not afraid of
I agree.
digitizing my work. I want a wider audience to read my comics. I'll still, the majority of, for example, the website reader and Fiendish on Global Comics, most of it's behind a paywall, but I do have sections of it for free. And I really want to make something like a side story, or early, like if you jump in early you can read one of the chapters for free, but I have to balance that with a crowdfunding campaign and not give away content that other people are paying for to make it fair, right? But it's important to have easily accessible content. That's how you get eyes on your work. That's how you advertise, especially if you're completely independent and you don't have the advertising power of a larger publisher behind you. So that's what I'm willing to do.
I still have a dream for
Uh,
a full color advanced color e-ink e-reader where it's like folded and you open it and it's like a double page spread of color e-ink pages because they have the paper now. They can do it. You can Google ACEP, advanced color e-ink paper. Like they have that, and it looks beautiful. But yeah, no one's putting it in a tablet anytime soon. But it would be so cool. Can you imagine just having an actual? It's not a screen that's burning your eyes off. It's just like color e-paper, and you have a reader that you can just read all your digital comics on in physical without having to stare at a light bulb.
What is
isn't
it
that what
called?
like
ACEP?
is that like what a Kindle is or whatever? It's like
Yeah, but that's black
Oh.
and white, and like
yeah.
they've been slowly because there's this perfect invention right that I want to do called like an infinity frame. So basically, it's no type in after that ACEP. No, that's the
This
crap
sounds
stuff.
like
So,
magic.
Well, no,
but
look,
it can be
those ones that look like nice things and they're in picture frames. Has someone already done it? Has someone started putting those things and put right? Okay, so it's
e-paper.
color
I'm
e-ink
sure it
paper.
exists. Look,
It,
that
it
looks like a microchip thing.
Yeah, but no, look at the ones in frames that like 7.3, 7 color one. Okay. Well, they've made it's only being used for signage. You can buy the panels now. But the idea is like imagine having a big frame like a print and it's an advanced color e-ink panel, but it's the future, so it doesn't cost like $5,000. It costs like $100 or something. And then
Oh,
like
I love
you
that.
can have an app on your phone and you just that's the one. Those are the one. Like if you click on that
Uh-huh.
image and make it big. Yeah. They have that now. But like, imagine putting this in a color tablet and being able to read all the full color comics in it. You've
Yeah,
got
that
the.
would be awesome. There's the tech, it just hasn't been popularized.
It's
No,
not
that would
cheap
be
enough
great.
yet, but that would be great in
Mm-hmm.
a tablet. But maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll.
It's just a full color Kindle kind of thing. The point is it has to be low energy consumption and accessible to like at an
Yeah,
accessible price point. But
they've done special editions of mangas that are one of those tablets, but it's the black and white version. It comes with the manga loaded into it.
oh, that's cool. Hmm.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
There's no glare. Yeah, like it's actually paper. I want more tablets that are more like paper. I guess that's part of my week. I bought a really expensive tablet to work on the go. Although I am now getting over how much money I spent on it. I got a new Surface tablet, and I am excited to actually be able to draw and travel. So that's nice. But I got like this paper film and everything for it, so it actually feels like paper. I'm
Oh
really
yeah, yeah.
tied to Wacom products, but since Wacom decided to chicken out and no longer develop their tablet computers, like I understand the companion had issues. I bought a first generation companion, but if they had kept at it and developed the technology more, I think they would have the best product. But they decided to just give up because Apple and Microsoft decided to provide competition, which is good. They provided competition, but Wacom just gave up. And I still like their actual pen and pressure sensitivity more because they make drawing tablets. They just have to figure out a way for their batteries to work. But no, they decided to be pussies. But whatever, it's okay.
So did
I
they
have
go
my
out of
drawing
business or
tablet.
something?
No, they didn't. They just stopped making the actual tablet computers, the all-in-one machines.
What? That's crazy.
The last one
Yeah.
was like 2020.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Bummer. E-Ink. They have no. I mean, like an all-in-one. They have like a new, really simple, streamlined tablet. Like that looks nice. Like, but on my desktop, I work on one of the Cintiqs. But anyways, Down goes Solo for 10. Thank you very much. Need to give myself a deadline. So going live on Halloween. Sign up for
Dang.
Wrecked. A Cruel Beginning.
Good luck.
Been a long week. Night all. Awesome. Good date.
See, brother.
Everyone,
You can do
check
it.
out Wrecked. A Cruel Beginning. That is going to be launching on Indiegogo, I believe. And I have a cover. There's a cover by yours truly.
That's right.
That I need to color. I apologize, Down goes Solo. But yes, good fantasy book. If you like dark fantasy, definitely check that out. Thank you for the
Do you want to show his cover? Isn't it like a physical thing you've drawn?
Oh yeah.
Look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got his little ash can thing at Heroes Con. It was pretty badass. I dug the art in there and everything.
Man, you know that
Go ahead.
No. I want to see the cover. I want to see the
There's this. Here are his auction winnings. I was gonna send along with the cover, but I have to frame it first. Sorry, Travis. Here is the. I don't want to take it out. Well, let me just rip this off. There you go. So it's not colored yet, but here is my cover for Wrecked. This is Travis's book. There you go. Dun, dun, dun. It's traditional. So it's nice getting back to traditional work. I've been doing more of that. I have another cover that I've been working on that is all traditional. It's actually a wraparound, but I will say no more than that.
What cover could that possibly be?
What cover could that possibly be for?
I think it could be a good idea to possibly. I mean, I don't know whose cover it's for, but like I'm sure they'd be okay with you showing the tiniest of sneak peeks of what you've been
Really? You think so? You think that's all right?
I think they might be okay with it.
Yeah, okay. Really? You think? All right.
I don't want any spoilers.
Just a peek, a corner, something. Not the whole thing.
Does anybody have an eraser?
Here's the whole entire thing. Look! Here is the whole thing. Technically, it is. Look. Wow.
Oh my God. Spoilers.
It's a lot of paper, though. Isn't that a lot of paper? Like, I haven't done a whole actual physical double spread in a while, and I feel like that's a lot of paper and a whole lot of drawing. Let's find some boobs. Yeah, boobs. All right, here. Oh wait, I should go full screen. I won't spoil too much. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Don't spoil it. It looks like tentacles.
What looks like a lot of goo.
It's a bear. It's a teddy bear.
Okay, there's a cleavage. There's a cleavage. And there's a bone in front of the cleavage.
See a little bit of the expression.
Oh, I wonder what this could be.
I wonder which character returning from the grave or being saved from the grave.
What could this be? What franchise that might be launching soon could that be from? It's a mystery. So yeah, there. I guess stick around for Cocktober to back this mystery project that we have no idea. We have no idea of.
Complete mystery.
How are those pages attached? They are taped. I taped them.
Magic.
It's magic, yes. It is not Ragna, though I also have a cover for Fiendish Street that I will be working on right after I finish this one. Looks like a wholesome kid-friendly comic. Yeah, yes, indeed, it is. Okay, but what else have I been doing with my week? Okay, I won't waste too much time. Yeah, so working on that cover, and watching Mob Psycho, and actually, no, I've finished Mob Psycho, so now I'm watching Dr. Stone. which is also really good, but we'll talk about it some other time. And watched The Mask. And today and the past few days, I have been lettering the Japanese edition of Fiendish 1 and 2, and I just got done lettering Fiendish 2 in Japanese. I just got to tweak a few things and talk to my translator and some friends in Japan to figure out some nuances and all that stuff, but it's done. You guys want to see? I have a sneak peek.
Let me see. Does anybody say mushi mushi in the book?
Mushi mushi? No. That's what you say when you answer a phone. I don't have phones in Fiendish.
Well, who says that in anything other than that one Japanese guy in The Simpsons when Homer calls up the Mr. Sparkle factory?
I asked Kirby if because he lives in Japan, and he's like, yeah, it's only my kids say that when they answer the phone or something.
Yeah, that's what you say when you answer the phone. It's not just kids.
I say ahoy hoy.
Ahoy hoy?
Ahoy hoy.
Ahoy hoy. Yeah.
Okay, let's share. Da da da. Da da! Dr. Stone was okay. I think it's really good. It's more I'm still on the first season, so I don't know where it goes, but I think it's great. If you want, all these American comics that are like, oh, we want to inspire certain young people to pursue science, and they don't do it right, Dr. Stone is how you actually do it right. Like, that's appealing and inspiring to a shonen audience, which is a demographic, and it makes science and scientific achievement exciting and interesting, which is the way you do it. So I highly recommend it. I think it's pretty good. But here.
In like the first few episodes, they're like, here's how you make a gun. Here's how you make acid that the Yakuza use to melt bodies. Like,
yeah, none of these things would fly in an American kids show. It's like these people get turned into stone, and spoiler, 3,000 years later, they wake up and they're like butt naked in a forest and they rebuild civilization from the ground up. And they're like, we're going to get to the point where we can make a gun. Right. This is a kid's show, but it's really well done. Do you read it reverse like a manga? No, I didn't reverse it. I don't want to reverse it, even though. So here's the thing. If I reverse it, I wouldn't just have to like reverse the order. I have to flip the pages, and I don't want to mirror the pages because then it would change the dynamic of some characters that have asymmetric designs. And if a character says left in the dialogue, I have to make them say right instead. It's just too much of a pain. Japanese can be read left to right. It's just traditionally it's read right to left. So it can be read left to right, just like Chinese. Chinese can also be read left to right. And a lot of American books, when translated to Japanese, are written that way. So it's fine. I'm just going to keep it the same. So here you go. Here's a Japanese edition of Fiendish 2. Let me zoom in a bit. I'm so proud of this. Chapter 2 is really wordy. I realized it actually took forever.
Did your bubbles get smaller because of the characters having less footprint or not?
They're actually about the same size. I made the text size larger, but that's because kanji has so much detail. I want to make sure it prints right. So the text size is larger, but it kind of balanced out. The between the Spanish, Japanese, and English, actually the dialogue bubbles didn't take up. They took up about the same space. I just had to kind of like adjust the shape sometimes. But yeah, so there are Spanish, Japanese, and English editions of Fiendish now. I'm very happy with this.
Congratulations.
Yeah. There.
Now you just need to print them off and sail over to Japan on your burger boat. I guess it would be as an American, your hamburger French fry boat, and then
hamburger French fry boat. Yes, I'll have to row over in a rowboat. Yeah. And set up a little booth on a corner in Tokyo and sell my wares to get the word out.
And then all the local mangaka come and they start like kicking your stall down. Like, yeah, this is our turf.
No!
Get out of here.
No!
Yeah, they're very territorial and strict in what they like.
They say no round eyes.
Oh, round eye.
No.
No, I have done conventions in Japan before. I think I brought this up. Tokyo Comic Con is a Western style convention in Tokyo, and it's great. If you guys can make it over there, not just, of course, the two Comicats, which are Japanese style conventions, they're doujinshi cons, and they have a bunch of hobby shows and everything. But Tokyo Comic Con, and now they have Osaka Comic Con. They're both run by the same organization. They're more American style shows with Artist Alley and everything. And I've been to Tokyo Comic Con twice. It was a great experience. It's just people really care about comics. You can tell it's part of the culture, and they treat the artists really well. It was just great, and you get to go to Tokyo. So I would love to go back sometime, and hopefully I'll be able to bring the Japanese edition of Fiendish there. Someone asked, how does a translation work with the in-world language? I just keep it the same. Hold on, let me scroll down to one of the pages that have Nanarsa. Let's see. What is not too spoilery? Here's the titty page. There you go.
That's all right. Bancroft already showed everyone.
Oh yeah, Bancroft already showed the entire book. Look, the Nanarsa is still the same, because in English you see here Casimir and Ragnar are speaking Nanarsa to each other, and then Casimir switches to Arvosa, which is a language that in the English edition is written in English. It's non-diegetic. So in the Japanese edition, I only replace the texts that are in English. The Nanarsa still has a translation in the back, so I'll have a glossary. I haven't translated the title. This will actually be in Japanese, but if you look, see, I just have the translation, the glossary like this in the Japanese edition. Yeah, so there you go. Fun stuff. Yay! Does it take a long time to translate? Well, I'm not doing the translation. The Chinese edition takes forever. I think the Spanish edition had a pretty quick turnaround, honestly. But Spanish to English is not as complicated. It's honestly the more further apart the languages are, the more complicated it gets. So like my Japanese translator, I gave him a lot of time. So because I knew it would be hard, and I'm doing the Chinese edition, and I basically have to it's not just translating the words word for word, it's kind of like finding cultural context at work, but it'll be worth it. I'm really excited. So I hope anyone who is interested in these international editions, check them out when they're available.
It's kind of crazy. Not long you'll have like Spanish and Japanese versions of 1 and 2. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully it pans out. So there you go. That's my week. Ding!
What about the Pear Bear? That's what I call him now.
The Pear Bear, yes, Pear. How was your week?
I think I've been called that before in the past. I've been called Burger Hut. That's an okay one.
Burger Hut.
Oh, Pearberg. So yeah,
his last name.
Yeah.
What a Hammy Burger.
Yeah, I saw the first half of a movie last night. I'll probably finish it tonight before bed, but it's called The Night Porter. And I wanted to tell you guys about it because it's like a little outside the box, but it's from like the 70s. And it's about a Nazi who is living in secrecy. And he's the porter for a hotel. And then a woman checks in with her husband who he used to torture in the old camp. And so he's worried she's going to out him. And so he's kind of sneaks in and he's going to like beat her or kill her maybe. But you kind of find out, and they kind of hint at this coming up, that they're actually in love in a sadomasochistic relationship that began in the Nazi camp where he would torture her if he liked it. Yeah.
I'm being one over here.
Dude, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's like a crazy movie. And so the Nazi's not even exactly a bad guy. He has a like a coworker who is trying to help him by killing witnesses, and he doesn't want that guy to know about this witness because he just wants to like let it go or whatever. And that's the tension building, is you got a feeling like this guy's going to find out about the girl, and then I don't know what's going to happen. But I was like, man, that's a good movie, and it's super outside the box and really weird. Probably a little bit of shadow stuff maybe in that movie. I don't know. But,
well, that would have been her way of probably dealing with her experience, right? Probably that switch gets flipped on. Maybe it was in her shadow the whole time, or maybe it's just something that gets. Because you can like almost.
I'm just gonna say it. That seems effed up. All right.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I was like, man, they used to make movies. I feel like that there's multiple reasons they wouldn't make a movie like that today. For one, you have a Nazi character who's not evil, although he is like sort of evil, but he's not. He's like sort of shown, like he's kind of the main character. And then the other reason is the weird psychology, getting into the sadomasochism, and
right.
kind of a twist on that where it's not even like judging that at all either. Yeah, and then I watched a lot of a new game that came out like last week, maybe really recently, and it's a roguelike, but it's Zelda got converted into a roguelike, and it's really fun to watch. So I've been watching a bunch of that while I draw.
Cool.
What's it called?
It's called Dungeons of Infinity. I recommend it if anyone wants to just throw something on in the background while they draw.
I'm looking it up.
It's only out for a little bit before Nintendo will like sue and take it down or whatever. So everyone's like,
yeah. Did you hear that? It's not Nintendo, but
it's actually a Zelda mod.
That game that was like maybe 2 years ago came out. The Pokemon is just suing them.
Owl World,
Owl World, yeah. There are a bunch of lawsuits that are coming down on them now.
But it's Nintendo are trying to sue them through like patents that they have. But patents, and Nintendo tries to get bullshit patents all the time. Right now, Nintendo is trying to patent mounting a vehicle or something in a game.
What?
Yeah. Like I think Sega.
I just realized you're trying to say the word patent.
Patent. Okay. Oh, right. I was thinking, I'll press the button under my skin to flip in American mode. The patent.
You need to talk like us.
Going after their patents. Yeah, they're like right now they're trying to patent mounts. And Phil, you probably know about this. Yeah, paint taint.
Okay.
But Sega or someone, I don't know who it was. They had a paint taint on playing on a mini game that you could play during a loading screen.
That's crazy.
So no game had that for a long time because no one wanted to infringe on that pain taint that probably wasn't viable anyway.
So that's Sega.
Uh-huh.
And what comes to mind for that, the first game I know of doing that is the Sega Genesis game Vector Man. Where
what did you do?
You were during like the load-in screen, it said Sega, and Vector Man would drop down and you could move him around and jump around and shoot shit. So that might be it. I don't know.
But like if it wasn't for that pain taint, so many games across history would have had that as a thing. That would probably be super common.
Yeah. That's ridiculous that they did that.
Yeah. So now it's like Google broke the pixel ceiling with the dinosaur game while the internet's down.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, that sounds dumb.
Segue from that shit into the topic. Go on.
Something shadow. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your week, everyone. Wow. I'm so glad we got caught up. I don't know anything about games, so I will just badly segue into today's presentation about shadow.
You know anything about pain taints?
There's a shadow world in Zelda.
No, I don't. Yeah? Great, more shit that I don't know anything about. Thanks. I don't play games.
There's a famous radio show called The Shadow.
Oh, Phil, yeah, there's characters called.
During the entire show, Phil, you should have kept on, when it came to you to say something about the topic, you should have just gone on and on about an unrelated thing, just talking about the shadow of the character, pretending that's what we've been talking about the whole time.
Yeah. That's totally what we've been talking about. Some games, I'm sure, also do characterization by including the character shadow. So, segue into today's topic. Let's see. Screen share. You guys, we will all find out how my presentation that I made in 30 minutes will fare.
Presentation?
Yeah, I told everyone I wasn't gonna do one, and then did one anyways. And
You couldn't fucking help yourself.
I could not. I have to be thorough. I can't low effort anything. So here you go. Wow, characterization through the shadow. Ah, yay! So, dun dun dun. I will actually skip to this slide. So, defining the shadow. We shall start by defining it, and a caveat, let's keep in mind I'm not a psychologist. I don't actually know any of this stuff well in depth. I'm just going to explain this in very surface level, at a very surface level, because what I want to focus the discussion on today is how this can be used in storytelling, not in, well, how this can apply to people in real life. This is a storytelling tool that can be very useful, and I'll have a couple of examples that I probably have already spoiled. But yes, so the shadow in Jungian psychology, the shadow is an unconscious aspect of one's personality that contains repressed desires, traits, and thoughts. The shadow opposes the outwardly projected ego and is usually created in an attempt to comply with social approval. So this is stuff that I've heard about, but I hadn't really looked into in depth until recently, and namely in Mob Psycho and The Mask. Those are the two franchises I've seen recently that I think clearly incorporate the shadow into their character development. And some quick examples of this in real life, oversimplified, is people who rail against certain lifestyles or certain politics or certain, sexualities because they're in denial of their own sexuality. You know, that trope, that's a form of shadow
Well,
repression.
they hate tech gays and then end up being like massively gay in secret themselves.
Yeah. They really hate people who are attracted to cooking pans, but they're secretly super attracted to cooking pans, but it's not socially acceptable. So, or they were raised to think it's not socially acceptable, or their family wouldn't accept them if they found out they I don't know, really like making out with cooking pans, so they are extra hateful towards that. So, and also another example, somebody who parties and gets high all the time and destroys their life and cannot take on responsibility as a way to run away from trauma instead of dealing with their shortcomings or their own missing goals in life. I think that's also a way of shadow repression, even though that's more running away. So, not to make this too real lifey, let's just leave it at that. But those are a couple of quick examples I thought of. And obviously, this is stuff that can be applied to writing and character development as well. The more one denies their whole natural self, the more the shadow manifests. So it's sort of a mirror, like the shadow is cast by the light. There, that's my understanding of it, at least. So what is everyone's opinion on that? Does anyone have a better understanding?
Is the shadow good or bad? I'm confused about that.
Well, I think in
No.
Jungian terms, the shadow is what you think is bad about you, but it's an inescapable part of you, and repressing those aspects of yourself pushes them into the shadows where they're kind of like can grow unattended and come out in ways that you don't have control over. So
like embracing the shadow is good, denying the shadow is bad.
yeah, it's it's supposed to be that repressing the shadow means it's a risk. Like it could be very dangerous. Like it could grow and manifest unchecked. But the process of incorporating your shadow is kind of like taking control of it. It's like taming the beast within. And like maybe finding healthy ways to express your shadow.
Yeah. We talked about like when I was doing a lot of the archetype stuff, I think we talked about like mirror characters and shadow characters, and a form of media that kind of shows this off really well is if you go back and watch the 90s animated Spider-Man series, how they introduce Venom into the series, where Peter Parker gets the symbiote suit first, and it's like him putting on the mask from The Mask. So he gets, and you also see this in the third Sam Raimi Spider-Man film, right? It's a little bit silly there, but in the cartoon, he wakes up with the suit, right? The symbiote finds him, and he now has even more power than he does before. He's overly confident. He could dress however he wants. The symbiote could make clothes for him. He gets super cocky, and it's that like other side of him that is his potential in like another darker way. And he almost steps over the edge there, almost kills Shocker. He goes crazy. But that I always loved that episode and showing the other side of the character that still is that character, right? All those traits are in Peter Parker, but that embellishes it and brings that, quote unquote shadow side to the surface.
Cool.
Yeah,
I don't. Go ahead.
It can be really useful for characterization. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to be some thing like Venom or like The Mask. It could be something like when a character gets drunk, their personality could flip, right? They could be like a funny, goofy guy, but then when they've had a few drinks, they turn into like a really poisonous cretin.
Yeah, Peterson talks about the shadow stuff a lot too. There's, I'm sure, really good clips of Jordan Peterson talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably. And the solution is cleaning your room.
Cleaning the room,
cleaning your mental room. Yeah. So I don't think the shadow is necessarily something bad. It's more, so in learning about this, it was confusing to me at first as well. And honestly, I think Jake understands this much better than me. But I was confused because the idea of accepting your shadow sounded at first like accepting if you have, I don't know, dark urges to punch cats or something and you accept it, that means you just embrace the fact that you're someone that punches cats and go around punching cats. No, I don't think that's what the idea of accepting the shadow means. It's more acknowledging that you are capable of harm, basically, and being aware of it, and that helps you temper it and let out your darker side in manageable ways.
Well, actual Jungian shadow work for something like, I want to punch cats, like, it can be basically
see, I don't go ahead, explain.
It can be you go into, you kind of like you try and ask yourself like, why do I want to punch cats, and you'll kind of like eventually be able to remember something that wasn't so fun in your past, like when you were like 5, you got attacked by like a horde of cats, you know what I mean? and that's a repressed memory that you don't even have, right? And like since then you've had this really weird hatred for cats. And then once it's supposed to be that like once you kind of remember that, it like untangles that knot, and your urge to punch cats can lessen, if you know what I mean.
Cool. Thank you for explaining that in a more eloquent way. Jake is the person on the panel here that follows moon cycles and all that stuff, so he would know much better than me any of this stuff. Don't punch cats, guys. Yes, we disavow that.
I've done some Jungian shadow work myself, and it's been very helpful.
Well, I mean, it's like better than punching dogs, right?
Yeah, I mean, dogs are cool, but cats, I mean...
No, don't punch any animals.
I wanted to address this. Kentron in the chat said you should find the comic version of the Shadow when Kyle Baker was the artist. Unlike anything else, pretty awesome. Yeah, I have those issues. I wanted to brag about those. This one's my favorite. Sidetrack on the Shadow when Shadow gunned down this child. So,
oh boy, cool. Repressed memories is BS. It can't happen. People do have repressed memories.
Well, a more common thing would be just it's a realization about. So, a traumatic thing happened. To cope with the traumatic thing, you kind of told yourself a lie, like you believed some kind of lie. And then going back and revisiting that is supposed to change your understanding of that moment, and you recontextualize it, and you kind of like unpin the lie, and the lie that you believed affects like your model of reality, how you behave, and it's supposed to just like change. I could be wrong. I don't know. This is just my own.
That makes complete sense, though. So, I mean, it's when, with people who have been in, this is a more relatable example that would happen to more people. If you've been in a car wreck, sometimes people don't remember the wreck, even though they were conscious the whole time, because your brain kind of just shuts off because it was too much to handle. In another sense of just you altering your memory of something that happens in a way that so you can psychologically deal with is Stockholm syndrome. Instead of constantly carrying the burden of your agency was taken away from you, you were kidnapped, some people accept it and reframe the situation so they have more agency. Like, this is totally my will and I'm on their side. And that's also a survival instinct, but there's of course that's not the truth of what happened, and a lot of work needs to be done to deal with that afterwards. So it makes complete sense that occurrences like that can result in altered memories or false memories or lost memories, even though that's not the only thing that could result in, having a shadow. Or I think everyone has issues, basically, but we're not here to just talk about everybody's shadows and how to deal with it, because that's not my job. I don't know how to help anyone with that. This is something that can be used in storytelling, so I'd like to touch on that. And I have a couple of examples that I'm going to jump to. Of course, I just mentioned The Mask and Mob Psycho, and if anyone has seen these, feel free to chime in the chat. I think the shadows concept in these two works was super obvious, and it was very, very well done. So I'll start by explaining Mob Psycho, because I think most people here probably have seen The Mask. I'm probably the only person that hadn't seen it until now and just watched it, because I am a weirdo who didn't grow up in America. So in Mob Psycho, the main character is a ridiculously powerful Esper. He has psychic powers, and people with psychic powers exist in the world, but they're not like everywhere. They're not dime a dozen, but they do exist. And it's this Mob, the middle schooler in the black uniform in the foreground. He's unbelievably, ridiculously powerful. At Akira levels, powerful, but he keeps his powers. He doesn't make a big deal out of his powers. He has a very toned back, quiet personality, and he sort of only uses his powers in a very nonchalant way. I don't really know how else to explain it, but basically he keeps his emotions locked in. There you go. Because it turns out he's afraid of exploding. He's afraid of becoming too angry. He's afraid of becoming too emotional, because there was a traumatic event when he was a child that caused him to lose control of his powers, and he ended up hurting his brother. So it's a bit like the whole Frozen thing, where Elsa hurts her sister, whatever the fuck her name is, but it's done way better. I don't like Frozen at all. It's so terrible, stupid. Elsa's a terrible character. But Mob is a way better, way more well-structured form of that. And I won't spoil the series, but a lot of the series, the climax is about him facing the fact that he has his power within him, and he can accept that he has the capability to do harm, basically. And when he accepts himself and doesn't see his psychic powers as something that needs to be repressed and managed, that is almost a parasite in his psyche, he accepts that as part of his personality. He emotes again. He becomes whole at the end of the story. So I thought that was really well done. Let's see. It also depends on the age and personality coping with the trauma and handle stuff differently. Yes, that's true. And The Mask. Does someone else want to explain The Mask?
If Phil doesn't want to,
I'll explain.
I was trying to give Phil a chance because I knew he would, and you could tie it into the comic as well.
Hey.
So yeah, the film and the movie are the same premise. Even the character Stanley Ipkiss is the first person who puts on the mask in the first issue of the series. But you have this mask of Loki, the Norse god, it turns out, and whoever puts the mask on All of their, I guess, ambitions go away. They become these reality manipulating beings that do whatever they want, and it's basically your id coming out, your shadow self being revealed to the world, and almost all powerful. And it's the mask is the relic, and the different characters it goes on doesn't really matter who it goes on. So in the comic book, that's how they take you through the stories, is it jumps from person to person. Stanley Ipkiss brings terror to his town to the point where he's killing the police and shooting them with rocket launchers and flamethrowers on top of cop cars. And then at the end of that first arc, his girlfriend kills him and then has the mask, and that's the cliffhanger. She puts on the mask at some point, so it has been on chicks before, and then she gives it to the police chief, or I think he's just the detective at the time, Calloway, who's the cop in the film. He's a much more badass cop in the comics. And then like the second story arc is the cop now has the mask, and he starts out using it for justice, but then the mask embellishes his attitude and his personality as well. And it kind of just shows you that almost a cynical look at humanity, where deep down, if anybody had ultimate power, that they would be corrupted by that, and their inner thoughts would just be what they do next.
So the difference between the comics and the film, is there not an aspect where, like, in the comics the mask does have its own personality, or is that just an observation on, like, all people go in this direction no matter who they are?
No, yeah, there's not, like, the mask never talks to the person. Like, it's always kind of them doing the things, but it always leads into that they're doing bad things. The when the cop gets it, he kind of has leeway with it because he's doing the horrible things to like mafia people and stuff, and there's like even more bad people out there that he could put his wrath on. But yeah, I mean, even in the film, like, you see that Stanley becomes this sexual Casanova, trying to get with Tina, who's played by the awesome Cameron Diaz. But and then when Dorian gets his hands on it, the big mob guy, he's even more trouble than Stanley. But I mean, the movie is so good because it turns it into like a hero story, and at the end, Stanley giving up the mask to be with his new friends and his girlfriend, and throwing it out off the bridge. I mean, that's a great ending for the film. And then his two buddies jump overboard because they want that power. It's a good kicker.
Well, the ending was also. Oh, sorry. I was just going to mention the ending was also framed in Ipkiss should. The climax of the story, like the happy ending in the movie, I haven't read the comics, was that Ipkiss accepted the part of himself that the mask brought out, that cartoony, bombastic side of himself that was completely different than how he presented normally. It's kind of dopey, simpy guy. And that's what Cameron Diaz's character told him, that because he was asking, like, one of the lines at the end was he asked her, "Are you sure you want me? I thought you liked me when I was the mask. You want the mask, right?" And she said, "Well, the mask is part of you." So, and that was similarly to the ending of Mob Psycho. It was about recognizing that part of yourself that had been repressed because that's not socially acceptable or whatever. That was great. So the comics were more cynical and graphic, would you say?
Oh yeah, it's super like over the top, bloody, gory and stuff. Yeah, and Stanley Ipkiss in the comic, he's not heroic at all. Like, he is the first example of anybody wearing the mask, and he's the like perfect example of this guy that is beaten down by the world. He's like this nerdy guy that lives with his nagging wife or girlfriend, and when he gets the mask, the first thing he does is he goes in and kills the bikers that beat him up earlier in the day. The second thing he does is he goes and kills the crooked auto body guys that are charging him too much to get his mufflers done, and he like stuffs the muffler through the guy's head, and it's really wacky.
Yeah, like in the film, it's just shoved up his ass,
right?
But then in the comics, like his entire face skin is like stretched around the muffler that's in his mouth.
Yeah, it's like a Spawn kill, like and then he's shoving tools in those other guys. And then the third thing he gets bored and he's like, you know what? I really hated how my third grade teacher made fun of me and like made an example of me out of class. So he goes and to the school, and I don't remember if he like slaps her. I don't think he kills her, but he's like standing in front of the class. I remember that. And I don't know if he blows up the school or something. I'm not sure.
That is so fucked. Goddamn.
But he's like telling jokes in front of all the kids and stuff and making a fool out of the teacher.
Okay, much more different. Probably a little more realistic. Hey, horny hand grenades, not holy hand grenades today. I missed your super chat. I apologize. For $2, thank you very much. Horny hand grenades just says hello there. Hello there.
Hello there.
Phil, what's the movie with Michael Douglas where he's in traffic and he ends up kind of going crazy with a gun? And do you know what I'm talking
about?
Falling Down? Falling Down, yeah. I think that might have been like a 1994 movie too. I wonder if like 1994 was like the year of repression breaking out kind of thing.
Man, that I haven't seen that movie, but who did I see? Critical Drinker or Despot of Antrim, one of those movie review people. I think it was Critical Drinker reviewing Falling Down, and it sounds like a story of someone being beaten down by just all the mundane, frustrating things of daily life and losing it. And society frames him as the villain, but really he had been fucked over by society so much that he was pushed to the breaking point and he was just trying to be free, is another way you can look at it, even though he is breaking the laws and going around fucking up property and all that shit. It's interesting. I want to actually watch it.
He's like the Killdozer guy.
Yeah, it is like that. It is like that when people are pushed to the extreme. Drinker reviewed it recently. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I want to. I feel like the 90s were just this era where Hollywood, there were still good quality movies coming out of Hollywood, and sort of people could see it's sort of stuff like Demolition Man, and people could see what was coming, but it hadn't arrived yet. We hadn't arrived at the current media hellhole, but it was fast approaching, and there was like this little brief window of light where we could have good media and still get out entertainment, and everyone saw the apocalypse in the future before everything turned to shit.
Have you seen Demolition Man?
I have, yeah.
Damn.
Shocked, surprising. I know. Yes.
It's a great movie.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago, but I did.
I didn't realize this, but like in the even like the 80s, there was kind of like a woke kind of thing, but it wasn't mainstream. It was just on college campuses.
I mean, it's always been there, but it wasn't. It was more. It wasn't insane, right? It was real social issues.
There was that transitional period where comedians said they stopped going to college campuses to do stand-up because they just would get too much of that kind of pushback.
Oh yeah,
right. There were definitely progressive social movements in the 80s and 90s, but I don't think it became until the real issue isn't progressive social movements. It's this sort of censorious branch of progressive social movements. Not to get too into it, but at the point in the mid 2000s, I remember being in college and I just barely missed it. The point where people are getting kicked out of campuses for just talking about certain issues. It's the censorship that's an issue, right? When people get so moralistic, that we can't have debates about ideas and you're censoring people because you think you're morally so much better. That's not good, no matter what political branch the censorship is coming from. So yeah, the early 2000s and 90s were the last breath of freedom we had. Let's see, and some comedians at my college, even though it was a bit tense. It was weird. It was so weird coming from Asia and and then moving to the States and realizing all the things you couldn't say. I remember I legit didn't understand. I remember doing summer camp in America in like high school. So I didn't live here yet, but I would fly to the States to do summer camp through middle school and high school every couple of years because I had family here. And we had a debate over affirmative action, and I legit didn't understand what affirmative action is because we don't have that in Asia. Like, what do you mean you change the results basically? Like, what? Like, you just perform. Like, what? I literally couldn't do the debate because I didn't understand it. And then all these things, like you have to not say certain words because that makes, not trying to be rude, but there are certain ways of, not like racial slurs, but you have to you can't speak certain facts because it's not socially acceptable. That was very strange to me, and that was the early 2000s. I think that's when it started. Yeah, crazy, but anime still has got it, so hail to Japan.
Yeah, they cool.
Moving on, the shadow as characterization. So now let's get into the meat of today's discussion. Hopefully, I thought of a few different ways the shadow could be incorporated into your characterization and could be used to improve writing. So the first one is the shadow could be used as a reason for character flaws. A repressed shadow can manifest as cognitive distortions, such as projection and volatile antisocial behavior. Now, at least, again, from my understanding, projection is a common manifestation of a repressed shadow, and you can have a character become obsessed with certain repressed desires, but it's an unconscious obsession. So their conscious mind starts seeing this trait everywhere else. And they start thinking everyone else is also this obsessed with, like, those stories of I don't remember if this is it exactly, but serial killers or certain criminals who don't understand that they're convinced that other people also are obsessed with wanting to torture people, and they just think they're the ones that have the balls to do it. They don't understand that they're not normal. They project their desires onto other people, and they're incapable of dealing with like their own issues. So that's
kind of a way to
one example.
rationalize things, huh?
Yeah, but a way to rationalize things, and I think that's the logic behind projection. But that's kind of an extreme end of behavior. Obviously, it could manifest as just anger issues, and just someone being very withdrawn. That could also be a manifestation.
Well, it's like if you've made an enemy of a trait of your natural personality, then anyone else that is exhibiting that trait are also an enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. That's a more concise way to put it. Is Taiwan more pro-free speech than the U.S.? Taiwan's very pro-free speech. I mean, the U.S. is supposed to be very pro-free speech, legally speaking. It's just about socially speaking, how people actually operate, right? Yeah, we have free speech. Pasta and Gundam time. Yes, I will promote the Animus. Oh, some person mentioned the auction on October 12th? Yes, the next Red Valkyrie auction. Myself, Jason Bascom, and Jake and Mike McMahon will all be there. So thank you for that shout out.
Yeah.
I better get drawing some stuff.
Yeah, me too. Yes.
Oh god, I got so much to draw ready for the launch, and then it's that auction straight away after. Oh boy.
You can do it. Don't we all have tons of work piling up? So yeah, another way the shadow can be incorporated into your characterization is a self-realizing character arc. This can be a character struggling with their own shadow, their own the repressed part of themselves that they've been too they have been unable to show society and unable to recognize. First struggling with it, being unconscious of it, then realizing it and finally accepting it. That could be a character arc in itself, and it could be a secondary character arc in addition to a more surface level quest. I think those are some of the best character arcs that I have seen out there. And I wonder if certain arcs, especially character arcs that are about humility, are somewhat about that. I don't know if this applies, but I thought of how Luke Skywalker was in Star Wars. How at first he was full of himself. He jumped into things. He thought he had a very simplistic view of right and wrong, and he thought he could jump into this fight with Darth Vader and win. But he was humbled, and he had to start from ground zero and work his way back up, and he became a more mature person and ended up being able to forgive his father. I don't know if that's necessarily dealing with the shadow, but I do think that because recognizing and accepting your shadow has a lot to do with humility and putting aside the ego, which is the opposite of the id and the shadow. It's similar to that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the id and the shadow might sound sort of similar, for sure.
It is. I don't quite understand the relation. I think somebody who actually understands psychology is going to yell at me, but just be forgiving, okay? What I think what it is the shadow is a manifestation of the id, or it's what happens when the id is repressed. The id is like base instincts, right? It's like sexual desire, hunger, or all those base level operations that we're not aware of on the surface. And there's this theory that there's this theory that the parts of ourselves that we're conscious of are a very small percentage of our actual psyche, which I think is true. That makes sense. I think we're all defined much more by our environment and by evolution than we're consciously aware of. So why do we like certain things? Why do we instinctively gravitate to certain hobbies or like certain people? I don't think any of us control that or can explain it. It's just how we were raised, and it's just genetics, and it's all the events in our lives building up. And there are certain issues that become instinctively repressed, and when it becomes deep enough, that can become psychological issues and personality issues. And I think that's essentially what the shadow is. Kentron Yad asked, how do you write an unconscious thought or feeling characters unaware of it? How would you make the reader aware of it? Right, that's a really good question. I think that it would simply manifest as character flaws. So for example, I'm writing a main character who has problems connecting with other people. It's not that he doesn't care about, for example, his cousin or his kind of girlfriend or the people around him, but he clearly has a lot of trauma left over from his hometown being destroyed, and there are memories that he's never dealt with that are being repressed, and that manifests in a terrible personality where he's not aware that I clearly need therapy. I treat people like shit because I push them away because I'm afraid of being close to them. No, he just like instinctively isn't comfortable with being too close to people. I think it would manifest like that. So character flaws.
Yeah, well, so I thought a lot about this comment. Like, there's a lot. The way that question is asked is like, how do you write the thought or feeling, like, in the way that, like, as if it's a thing someone would say or a thought bubble. But there are ways that you can highlight their unconscious thoughts by using other elements. So you can pick obstacles that are going to try and tempt that part of the character's unconscious to come out, and they'll resist it, but you'll see them struggling to resist it. And that hints that they have like an unconscious thought without being like, I really want to do the thing. And it's like not even happening. You can have other characters that exhibit traits that they're repressing. and being in the presence of those characters going, oh well.
Is it like when Seymour Skinner says like, maybe the children are right and I am being too hard on them? No, it's the children who are incorrect. That meme, you know?
You could have other... Go ahead.
No, go on.
I was just thinking you could have other characters point out, for example, when I was watching Mob Psycho, other characters would point out, wow, this guy is way too mild for how serious the situation is. It's putting me off. Why is he so unemotional when anyone else would be emotional? And that happened over and over for 3 seasons until everything exploded in the end. That's a way to communicate that there's clearly something is being repressed without the actual character who's doing the repression being aware of it.
Yeah, there's a good example when I saw the comment too from the movie Good Time, which I might have talked about before. Have you guys heard it? You guys familiar with that one? Good Time?
Good Time.
And that one, do you guys see the trailer for Mickey 17? Who's the guy who plays Pattinson, Robert Pattinson? He's like my favorite actor. He's so good. But he's crazy in Good Time. It's like completely transformative. He's like a New York street rat, straight up. Like he wears a windbreaker and he has a New York accent. He has a goatee. And in that movie, at the climax, he's yelling at his friend and he's kind of loses his temper on his friend. And he's like, you use people. And if you'd only realize it, you could stop, but you can't. And then he goes on for like 2 minutes, and which is kind of a long time. So it's kind of the climax of the movie, the whole point of the movie. But definitely the whole time as the viewer, you're like, dude, you're the one who uses people. Like he's really like, he's like projecting. And yeah. I did have that thought. I'm like, is this quote unquote heavy handed because it's so obvious that he's projecting? And so you get it kind of early. Like, I get it. He's projecting. But at the same time, that scene is like kind of amazing and the acting's amazing. And the fact it goes on for 2 minutes and you're like, you're listening and the whole thing has dramatic irony because you're like, no. The whole time you're like, no, dude, it's you. It's you, dude. And the whole movie was kind of setting that up. So it's kind of cool. It's like a whole movie of him using people and then him at the end accusing someone else of using people. And you're just like, what the fuck? And he doesn't realize it. It ends with him getting arrested and going to jail. It's kind of a borderline anticlimactic ending. But it's that being the climax of just building up this big psychological revelation for the audience, but not for the character, is kind of fun.
Yeah, I think a good example of this and a good way to show it in characters is like pushing your character to a crazy limit where you see those aspects of them coming out in reality, or even sometimes in their psyche. Like I was just watching this a video on Frank Miller's Daredevil Born Again, where Matt Murdock gets his life unraveled by the Kingpin, right? The first issue ends with his where he lives blowing up, and he's homeless, like he has no money, and he knows Kingpin knows who he is, and he knows that Kingpin did this to him and he's taken everything from him. So like he's super paranoid, and he's almost hallucinating and having these dreams of him like killing Kingpin. And you see that shadow part of his psyche embellishing things that he would never do. You know, he doesn't kill people, but he's having these hallucinations of him doing those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds cool. That is a good observation too, to just push someone to their extreme, like a cornered raccoon.
Yeah,
it's like the whole premise of Breaking Bad, right? Like that his shadow comes out. You know, wait, Noel, you've seen Breaking Bad, right?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm the only one that's seen
it. We're more
I've seen Breaking Bad.
No. Pear and I are more.
Memory universe, and we just fall.
Pear and I are we're more Malcolm in the Middle type of guys, you know.
That's true. Actually, I've seen all of Malcolm in the Middle.
Hell yeah, brother.
Didn't that guy hit his head and lose all his memories?
Yes.
Who?
Which, by the way,
the Malcolm in the Middle.
That can happen. So I just Googled this. because I had done research. Because guess what? I have a character who does have dissociative amnesia, and yes, dissociative amnesia is something. Memory loss can occur after, well, obviously head trauma, but also psychological trauma.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know someone in real life who goes through it when he drinks. And he saw a doctor about it, and then things are looking up, but he doesn't drink no more. But like a real life person that goes through it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, Frankie Muniz. I think it was from crashing race cars, because he got into race car driving. He still races, but yeah, he lost a lot of his memories of his teenage years filming that stuff.
Oh, that is really
He's
sad.
like, what? I was a star on a TV show?
Yeah. He watches the whole show. He's like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he was really young when that show started. He was 10.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff is wild, though. People can go through fugue states, too. There are stories of people going missing, and everyone thought they died or were kidnapped, but they just went into a fugue state and traveled halfway across the country in a daze. Like, this shit happens.
Do you not think do you think people could induce recreational fugue states? Like, you could, because it sounds a bit fun, right? Like, you wake up weeks, months, days later, and you're like, now it's the adventure of unpinning what I did for the last month. While
I think that's just called being a drunk.
I've been fired.
Go to Vegas.
Like, my life is
fired. All my relationships are ruined. But I sure had a lot of fun that I don't remember. You know, you can do that anytime you want, right?
It's kind of like the closest you'd get to being in a post-apocalyptic world. Like, you just post-apocalypse your own life, no memory of it, and then you have to slowly rebuild civilization within your own mind.
Yeah. It's a reverse Dr. Stone. Take Xanax, you'll find out. Yeah. Oh, God. Do not recommend. The creative block does not endorse this.
Well, don't speak for all of us. Can you induce?
Okay, Jake endorses
on purpose.
No, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
We need to fully investigate before we conclude that, guys. It's up for question whether it's a good idea or not.
No, I don't think it's a good idea.
Bad idea.
I don't think
it's self-induced fugue state to add a little spice to your life. No, it is not possible to intentionally induce a dissociative fugue state, but substance use can cause memory loss that can mimic some of the symptoms. So
I don't personally, and this channel does not endorse any of these aforementioned actions. Do not do this. I speak for myself.
What if to incorporate your shadow, you just ask someone to wang you on the head really hard with like a lead pipe?
See, a therapist. Don't do that.
My favorite therapist, the lead pipe.
That's what Jake does. Hey, if it works for you, the rest of us can like be normal.
It's the shuffle button on your multiple personality disorder. The lead pipe.
Yeah, that's totally how it works. It's just like Rama. You just flip around. Rama, it's an anime.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Rama, like huffing gasoline in Africa.
What?
Yeah, is that like some kind of religious practice, Phil?
No, it's just a recreational drug.
Well, I thought you meant future for the Rama.
Yeah, it's not about Rama 1/2, even though that's not really a good example. That's switching sexes when they get dunked in water. What? But all right. Yes,
every time they take a bath? What?
Yeah, or just get water thrown on them. The main character will flip between boy and girl.
Is this an anime?
Yes, it's like it's a classic. We need to up your weeb points, Phil.
I think Kamara told me about that anime.
Can you guys see the doggy?
It's really fast. Doggy!
Doggy!
Oh, God!
Oh, dude, you got an awesome dog.
Corgi?
You got a Reddit
It's not a corgi, it's something else.
Hold on.
It's my parents' friend's dog. I'm house sitting.
Oh.
It's very nice. It might need something because it's giving me. It's a he.
It's
his name's
giving
Clue.
you.
He's giving me a little attention, so I might take him to see if he wants to poop or something.
You should tell them it went missing and keep it.
Yeah, he's a nice dog. It hasn't
awesome.
been bad house sitting him at all, really. Or dog sitting.
Sorry.
I'll be right back though. I'm gonna see if he has to poop.
Okay, I saw Doggo. I can't help it. Oh my gosh, I'm very happy that my Twitter feed is in this day and age where everything is about current events and the world going to shit. I've been just seeing art and baby hippo photos. I'm so happy. That's all I want. I just want baby hippo pictures. I want
What's that? It's like that baby hippo is like the anti-Harambe. Like what is his name again?
Mudang.
That's Numa. Mudang.
It's the cutest
Mudang. Hippo?
You Phil doesn't know about Mudang? Wait a minute.
How do you not know about Mudang?
I mean, you've seen one
baby hippo ever.
You've seen one baby hippo. You've seen them all. What's that?
No!
You have never been more wrong in your life. We need to pull up while Paz away. We need to educate.
It's a pygmy hippo too. It's so cute.
Pygmy everything is super cute except for humans.
Well,
yeah, except for humans. Right.
Okay.
African pygmy hedgehog, pygmy hippos. Look at it.
Look at this little baby.
There's the one where
like
it's the hands.
Don't they all look like
caressing the chin?
Look at it biting the caretaker.
It's trying to kill him.
No, it's not. I mean, yes, it's the most dangerous. Look at this run. Look at this little butt. It's like a running potato. It's the best. It's so cute.
I bet they're not squishy though.
They are squishy.
Are they squishy?
Okay, Google, is hippo squishy?
They're all fat and blubber. Look at this guy.
It's probably all hard muscle.
No, it's a baby. The big ones
baby hippo is ripped.
Yeah, it's a little tiny baby. Cutest ever. Oh my gosh, I want one. And then it'll be like a pig and it'll grow up to be too big and I won't be able to.
Yeah, this is a very popular. There was a video of a baby hippo running around. A lot of people started drawing shit of it, Phil, and now it is received like meme status. But this wasn't a small child falling into its pen and it getting shot. This is the anti-Harambe. The Large Hadron Collider has slipped us into a different universe.
Look at this! This has been the best thing. This has been all over the internet all week. Phil,
I haven't seen it.
You are cultured.
Where are they? In Africa? Where do they have these things?
Thailand. This is in Thailand.
And they're trademarking Mudang the hippo already, so they're going to be set for life. Hippie hippo.
This is the best thing to go viral.
Cool. Yeah, are they native to Thailand?
I have no idea. Oh my gosh.
Are they protected? I want to know what do hippos taste like? Is what I want to know.
Oh my gosh, Phil, whatever.
Phil, if you get a dart gun and a whole lot of animal tranquilizers and a plane ticket to Thailand, you could be the one to report back on how hippo tastes.
I'm sure people have tasted them, no?
No, I don't think they're native to Thailand. I think they're just in the zoo. And also, no, why would you eat hippos? The adults are pretty deadly. But this is a pygmy one.
Source of meat.
A pygmy.
Horny hand grenade says, I have a problem. My problem is I like cute things. I'm a woman. I like squishy little things. Yes.
No excuse.
No.
I had a whole dang chart. It was like 9 different of them, and it's like, which one are you? But I can't freaking find it. It's not in my likes or nothing.
If they make a Squishmallow, they sell millions. I would buy one. I will give them money.
They could they gotta monetize this hippo. They gotta start.
So many toys.
They need the squishy Mudang mouse pad.
Mudang.
That would be okay. The way boobs and butt are to men is how cute things are to women. So if that helps you guys understand, like, it's just cute.
Yeah, but I don't squeal when I see boobs and butt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Phil,
it's the same. It's different, but it's Okay, anyways, you get my point. Anyways, back to the presentation.
Just start going, oh my god, look at those boobies!
That's what all men do, right? That's normal.
And we just internally squeal.
Yeah, you just keep it nice and stoic internally. Yes, but it's the same. It's the same.
Keep it inside, just like our shadow.
Girl, be manly about it. Okay, back to the presentation. Back. Enough, baby.
I gave a perfect segue.
You did. Thank you, Jake. About self-realization and shadow and all that stuff. Let's see. The last way that I have thought of, this is not a comprehensive list, but the last way I have thought of incorporating the shadow into characterization and writing your characters is you can contrast how different characters interact with their shadows and different characters' character arcs in facing their darker side. And one example I can think of is if a hero wins because they can humble their ego and accept their shadow and overcome it, but the villain, in contrast, who's also dealing with issues with their shadow and their repressed id, and they fail because they cannot overcome and recognize what's causing their shortcomings. So that can create a contrast. You have character arcs, secondary character arcs, and a villain hero contrast. I think that could be an interesting technique as well. I couldn't think of any examples, but it just seems like that could work.
It's every story. And like the whole shadow thing just gives you a kind of like easy path to having a story. Character is a certain way. There is there's a part of them they're repressing, which is like the opposite of how they are. So they face challenges that try and poke at them in the way of like tempting them or like pushing to the limit the fake them they've created. Like in Mob, he like is emotionless normally, and then obviously he encounters a bunch of highly situations that make him highly emotional. Literally everything. Let's throw the most intense shit at him and let's see him struggle and then fracture and break and then eventually come to a realization that helps him like suck his power back in and everything go back to normal because he realized something. It's like an easy roadmap, but like you can use it as a roadmap for like building out the characters and the obstacles and like even the locations they're going to go in. Because as soon as you have that about the character, you can just make other characters that are like mirrors or like things that can place pressure on them, locations that are going to do that. Like if someone is sexually repressed, but they end up in the red light district while drunk and they don't know how to get out of there because it's like a maze.
Yeah, it's essentially, it's not necessary for character writing. There are plenty of characters that don't have that repression side, but it is useful if you do want a character to be struggling with that. It's essentially a tool for thinking, for constructing and a roadmap for constructing a character arc where they're repressing something or they're in denial of something. You can look into how repression of the shadow works, and that could help.
Like Dr. Stone has none of that.
Yeah.
The character, like the main character, what's his name again?
Senku
just has, I suppose he's like a flat arc character, right? He just has a way of being. He has his philosophy, and he is determined. And they have goals, and the goals are interesting, and they work through them. Like there's pretty much no shadow work in that particular series, but it's
already morally correct, and the series is about him struggling to prove that he's morally already correct. And stories like that can work. That's most superhero stories, to be honest.
Yeah, like because you can't all of the things we talk about, you can't cram them all into a story because then it would be like jumbled mess. Like say if you were to compare Mob Psycho to Dr. Stone, Mob is like 100% shadow work, incorporating the shadow, challenging that part until they break. But like Dr. Stone is just that it's motivation and it's mystery. And it's like interesting goals and like difficult challenges they overcome in like a puzzle. You know what I mean? It's you couldn't, if you tried to have both of those in the same thing, it would probably become like a muddled mess.
You kind of have to figure out, it's sort of a internal or external conflict. And it's not to say that you have to choose between both, but there's certainly a balance. For example, Mob Psycho has a lot of external conflict, but really what the story is about is the internal struggle of Mob and other characters as well, but it's all about psychological growth. And Dr. Stone, sure, the characters have character development as well, but it's very external. It's how do we solve these technological problems? How do we win this conflict with science? Get excited. That's like the most that line is said 50 million times.
Get excited. It's 10 billion
excited. 10 billion everything.
I feel like I'm missing a key.
It's a good show. It's a good show, but I'm a little annoyed by repeating taglines like that. But yeah.
A lot of the characters like have a repeating catchphrase and they shout a lot, and I think Irene probably sits there with her skin physically bubbling away like it's
a really good show, but shonen can be very over the top and little overacting, and I don't like. I'm not 14 anymore. I don't. But it's a good story. Anyhow, so yes.
You don't want to have Casimir clenching his fist and stating his philosophy out loud every 5 pages.
No, I don't think I'll do that. Thank you, but I'll pass. PBS player versus self, or player versus player. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's an external or an internal conflict.
Yeah, hearing you guys talk about this and thinking more about it makes me think of the previous Lost Pages we did with Prim and Jazz, and like her struggle is internal, and the way I show that is like manifesting it in her mind with King Loath. So King Loath is, I guess, technically like her shadow self, and when she is kidnapped and drugged here, he like takes over her mind, and on the inside of her head he's ruling everything. He has a bunch of these minions. He's captured Krim, and once he consumes him, he's going to take over her, and then she just kind of breaks down. It's not more of like seeing the dark side of her, but it's like her folding inside of herself and being overcome with self-doubt. And the way that she overcomes that is almost, I guess, technically embracing that those faults in herself and using that against Wastoid and King Loath inside of her head. So kind of like that whole story is all about like that internal struggle and the shadow self.
Yeah, it's knowing that that's in the story that makes me want to read it even more.
Yeah, like the whole thing is, it's kind of that, you have to look inside yourself and know who you are with all of your faults. That's the thing that makes you stronger. That's what that story is about.
Sounds great. That's it.
So
yeah. Perfect. Lastly, dun dun dun, I have questions.
Yes.
For the panel that we can discuss. Even though
we're being quizzed.
We're questing for ions.
You're being interviewed, but sure, you can take it as a quiz if you want.
Not ready.
What characters have arcs concerning their shadow? Dun dun dun.
Wouldn't literally every arc be that?
I don't think
either big or small.
No, there are. I mean, we just mentioned a lot of stories are very surface level, and that could still work. It can be perfectly...
Well, no, but they wouldn't necessarily have character arcs. Like Senku doesn't have a character arc. You know what I mean? But if he did have a character arc, it would probably involve him realizing a flaw and overcoming it, and the flaw would be considered part of his shadow, right?
Okay, does a character having a flaw and recognizing it, does that necessitate it being shadow work? Is it always that?
No, I've been like, what about like these call to action stories, like your base hero's journey stuff? Does that involve that? I mean, you have a character that, probably refuses the call to action, and then gets thrust upon them, then they fail, and then they get their item and stuff. I feel like that stuff, there's a lot of the traditional action stories and hero's journey stuff isn't so folded in on the person's psyche and self.
I don't think it's necessary. So, for example, a coming of age story, like you said, that's a very good example of a character arc that doesn't necessarily have to do with Shadow, because I think Shadow is necessarily tied to something you've repressed, or it doesn't have to be trauma, but it often is. A character could be flawed and could be arrogant and impulsive or have certain flaws, not because of something they're denying unconsciously, but just because they're too young and they haven't been taught otherwise. And another character that has an arc that's really good but isn't is not another type of character that has I guess a heroic arc. For example, Aragorn, he has an arc, but it's an internal arc that also isn't about even a flaw. It's about him struggling to live up to his name and to earn his place as king. And there's a lot of internal struggle, but there's not any shadow work that I can put my finger on. So I don't think it's necessary all the time.
What do you think about like a character like Boromir? I feel like that would be more an example.
That would apply more. Yeah, he overcame an instinct, his own flaw of greed in the end. Sure.
For it to be shadow work, do they have to unpin a past trauma? And do they have to be exhibiting alternate character traits whilst under stress? Those are the two elements that might make it.
Those are good points.
I think I would say Boromir it's never explained why he's the way he is. He just is the way he is. But if it was explained and it was tied to, this is the reason he was more susceptible to greed, and he almost betrayed the group and all that stuff, and it was explored, it could tie into the character arc could have gone deeper in that direction, but it wasn't, and I don't think it was necessary, especially because he wasn't a main character. He was a major character, but all we needed to know was the surface level presentation of his actions.
Yeah, I think that came across, he almost it definitely seemed like a skeevy guy, and he was going to betray the pack, and then writes that in the end.
Aragorn's shadow was his ancestors' flaws and not realizing he was his own person.
I like the ghost army.
Feels like I like the cool ghost. The ghost army was very cool. Yes. The personal psychological arc is an imago. The whole through the process of the story. Yeah, that sounds about right. A personal psychological arc that is long period and rises up and integrated back into the whole. That's essentially what an arc that incorporates a shadow is. Having your characters deal with their own shadow or repressed id.
I think I understand it now. It took the whole presentation, which is good.
Hey, nice.
Great! I've done a great job then. I only took an hour or more to explain this.
But it's like if anyone is acting not how they should be, like not in their true self, that means they have shadow work to do. And the shadow, if they don't even do that work, the shadow will overcompensate is another negative. So there's like two negatives, and in the middle is the positive.
Yeah, I think of it as, I think we've all had those days where you're holding back certain emotions just to be polite. Maybe you have to take care of a family member and they're being a giant pain in the ass, but you don't want to cause a scene, so you're just holding it in, and taking care of things, and at the end of the day, or end of having to take care of them for a while, and holding all these emotions in, you go to buy a drink and blow up at the barista for no reason. And it's not what the barista did, it's you repressing yourself and not standing up for yourself and being way more passive than you naturally should be. If a healthy way of dealing with a situation would be to figure out a way to assert yourself in a way that is healthy and without kind of blowing up the situation, and finding a middle ground while still being able to perform your duties of like caring for your relative or whatever, like finding that middle ground instead of being so self-efficating and in denial of your feelings that you blow up in the end.
Yeah. The dog was almost on camera. You see her little tail.
I see a tail.
I think now he wants to play.
Do it.
But I can't always give him what he wants.
Oh, so cute. I think we addressed the last question already, so there you go. Yay, we're done.
Yeah, it's cool. Has anybody really explored this and stuff they've done? Like I've talked about like Trim and Jazz, they're very, very psychological characters, but does anybody else have
Connell is all this. It's all shadow works.
What you mean behind the throbbing blue axe? There's actually a deep, relevant story.
I would never have guessed that a giant, throbbing, unknown part of the body.
Connell is all embarrassing, terrible, weirdo crap. It's all just fan service. There's nothing deeper to it. You should have your expectations at 0, then read it, and then be like, "What? This was better than I thought it would be." But yeah, there's it's kind of like shadow work, but done in like a really funny way. I hope. I'm hoping, because like I can't even say there is like past trauma, but it's so silly. I can't.
Dude, the pages you've been posting are awesome. The spider chick.
Yeah.
Awesome. You didn't show any of that off today.
I could share some. I could show off when we end up in the second half. I could show off some lot of them.
Well, and you know Reni's example, like if someone is a pushover with their family, but then yells at the barista.
Yeah,
that would be like almost like a good story. You need a little more going on, but that kind of stuff is totally entertaining. And to have like the engines behind the drama or whatever, to have it be like pretty robust because of the psychological reasons why it works.
For sure.
I mean, you know, Noel, you mentioned about a character that can go off the deep end, and they just like the two ways of you either try and repress it or you over embrace it, right? Like you could become a wreckhead party animal, or Breaking Bad is a good example of it. Like he goes way off the deep end by normal.
Sorry, that was my bad. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Like Breaking Bad is this guy goes way off the deep end. He's a super repressed person, but then he doesn't incorporate it. He just completely flips.
Yeah.
And he becomes the shadow self and like grows and grows. And never incorporates it properly.
Yeah, I think I do have characters dealing with their repressed self. I mean, obviously, my main character has the whole he has amnesia thing, except it makes sense. It's not just I want to be very thorough with it. I don't like it when the whole amnesia because of trauma thing is not done thoroughly. So I promise that'll actually play out in a thorough and relatable and empathetic way. So I guess that is shadow work, but when I wrote it, I wasn't aware of it because I didn't really research the psychology much, besides from the fact that traumatic amnesia can happen, but that definitely is part of Casimir's arc, and also the antagonist, but I can't say anything about it, but it's definitely there. And maybe the parts of themselves that they're each in denial of and that manifests in their respective character flaws. Maybe it mirrors and maybe it originated from the same source, but who knows? I guess you have to just keep reading Fiendish to find out.
You're like, it's hard to work on something that has a subtle version of that when you can watch something like Mob Psycho and it's done so strongly and overtly, and you're like, this is so good, but I can't do this in my thing because I'm trying to play it gently.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's explaining the character arcs in Fiendish first of all, I had a lot of learning. I still do have a lot of learning to do with writing, so I'm always trying to improve and learn as I go. But on purpose, the mystery progression and character arcs in Fiendish are more subtle. I don't have this very this is a one issue. He is just dealing with one sort of thing. It's a little more complex, but also, especially with Casimir, he's not a very standard main character, which I regret sometimes because it makes my life more painful. But I am 99% sure it works. I could see it playing out in my head. It's just hard to explain. But hopefully it'll all make sense. I'm hoping that the subtlety and the slow unfolding, coupled with the physical mystery and all the world building, it'll make it more believable, because people aren't one note. Most people aren't as simple as, well, I'm in denial of this one single memory, one part of myself, and it only manifests in one way, and so this is what the whole story is about. People are complicated and take time to change, so I'm hoping it'll just be realistic.
You mean you're saying Casimir won't just get like stressed out and then he can fly around with like telekinetic superpowers because he's a bit emotional that day?
No, he's not gonna just one day snap and just be like, oh no, I just need to be happy again and everything is fine. No, that's not how it's gonna be. Shall we do the second half? Let's
do it.
Segue. All right.
All
right, everyone, let's do it. We will be right back. Don't leave. This is the second half. I will play a cat video, and then we will have our second half hangout, which is the more relaxed part of our show. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Well,
we're back.
Let's go.
Great presentation. Noel actually learned a thing. I realized Sure, that's all right.
Cheers. I'm glad somebody learned something. Yeah, I guess good job, go me, making a presentation about something that I'm still learning myself, but I thought it was interesting. Oh, there you go. Look at that. What's that?
Yeah, I did that while we were talking.
I actually kind of like that style.
Yeah. Oh my god. I've always thought about, what if you draw like a whole comic out, but you don't do it like finished version. You do it like pretty much pencils. Then you give it to someone like Phil to completely redraw. Phil would be the inker, redrawing the whole thing. It would have like a complete crackhead style. It'd be great.
Yeah, whoever wants to do that.
I thought about doing it for like a dream or drug sequence once, or in a weird episode. Like, I thought I would draw it, but then I'd give it to my mom, and I'd be like, "Mom, look what I've drawn," and just redraw it. We need to pull up. We got to do the Moog Den videos. I forgot his name already. Stupid Thailand name.
Who? Oh, look, freaking hippo.
Anyone wearing headphones, I bet you're happy that all the static just disappeared when Novel muted his thing. Moog Den What is it? Magudan? Yeah, here he is. Ah, this little fucker. Okay, you gotta pull up. Oh, this. See, she didn't bring up the best one. I need to pull up the best one. Can I do it? Does she have it set where like stuff automatically shares?
There's a locust in your room, Jake.
A locust. I'll have to kill it. Share. This is the best one, Phil. Look into that beautiful creature's eyes and tell me that you do not love that thing.
Oh, I saw that one. Didn't I pull that up on Google?
I don't know. I maybe wasn't paying attention.
Well, that is adorable. That's so cute. Give me. Oh, I want one. Bah, is there a video?
Yeah, we can look for the video.
Call Me Jet says, I'll pass, no fatties.
For the hippo?
I don't know. I hope so.
I will imbibe
put some hot sauce on it.
A little leisure. Cheers, everyone.
She's
leisure and pleasure.
Leisure and pleasure.
De jour.
Do you guys want to see some Connell art that I've been drawing? Man,
yes.
I'm gonna get it. I'm hopefully gonna get it done in time, but holy fuck, I am sitting here drawing all day. And here's the thing. I've redrawn a lot of shit. So let me share this. So I think I can share the double page spread that I finished because I think it's censored.
You should make sure it's censored.
Well, it's the one I posted on Twitter, and I think that has like a giant white spot over the not testicles. I think you'll find it's an actual vagina bulb. But I will.
Who's the one? Was it Rob?
It was Camel on this show last week. Is like, what are them balls? But like, literally, a couple of other people have been like, "Are there balls on that character?" And even Awesome One was making fun of me in Bancroft's chat earlier for the balls. So I'm like, I am actually going to redraw that. I'm going to redraw that.
No, it doesn't look like balls.
Well, it's okay. So it's a typical prison school shot. In that manga, they do that kind of framing all the time. But I just need to tweak it a bit so it looks more vajondish.
Vajondish?
Yeah.
Is that when your vagond? It's when your labia turns orange.
Vajondish?
Vajondish?
What is?
Too much carrots.
Yeah, look, the pubis mons. It's like the biggest. That's the biggest mountain on Mars, right?
Pubis mons.
Totally.
That's where Dr. Manhattan goes to build his utopia, right?
Oh yeah, that is silicone.
Oh man. I saw. Was it Rob? Who was it who was saying the rune stones in that spread?
It was on the art show.
Phallic. Yeah, thanks. And Rob went ahead and drew a giant penis head on one of they're beautiful rune stones. Sir,
it takes one to know one.
But thank you for sharing the art, Bancroft. I appreciate it.
Okay, here we go. Is it showing? Yeah, here's the full finished spread. It's the first double page spread that I've drawn of Connell.
Beautiful.
And
yes. What is going on in that upper right there?
Well,
oh man.
Well, what happens is there's like some kind of crushing that occurs here, and this guy was basically like, he wasn't a real person. He was made of like jelly. So he was just like a fake person, not real. So this isn't gore. And then obviously the jelly and liquid that he was holding inside, which isn't blood and guts, is like spilling down here. And I think these women are essentially in some kind of whore off, where they're trying to display how much they enjoy the jelly and the liquid that was stored inside this fake bag person.
The jelly candy. Yeah, they really like candy. They have a sweet tooth.
yeah, this is them just
Sounds
enjoying
great.
general non-living creature fluids.
That's
And it's vital organ and these aren't the organs of a real person. These are kind of like props on a stage. It's all a big stage play, and these are kind of like props. But yes, they're kind of trying to impress the big guy by being like, I really like eating candy imitation hearts. And they're like, well, we like bathing in candy imitation fake blood that's made of food coloring and like Vaseline or something. And then, you know, at the very
Nice
end
gals.
here, at the very end, zooming in the wrong bit.
Oh my god! No, don't zoom into that.
No. I was saying like that they all get rejected. They all none of them. No one wins. This is a whole. This will be lettered on the campaign and colored. I've still got it. I'm drawing the second spread, and I've got to color both of them, and I've got to color the cover, and I've got like 2 weeks to do it. I'm trying my fucking best to get it done. And you know, it's very exciting. I love drawing every day. This is so fun. But what's getting in the way is the redrawing. So you see this panel, which I can show an expanded version of here. Wait, let's zoom in. Have I 100%? Right. So this panel, like you saw it, this is the guy who isn't a real person. It's like a sack of candy jelly that's being crushed by this fist. So this, I posted another drawing earlier, which is this, and this is what the panel used to look like.
Oh, so the new panel's better, yeah.
Yeah, so there was one version where he was punching down from above and there was a squished guy and it kind of sucked. And then I drew this of the hand coming in and crushing him, and I'm like, cool. That's still not good enough. So then I drew this one.
Nice.
So
nice. I think the people in the background make this panel, but like like that other one.
They really sell it.
But yeah, the people in the background sell this one.
Yeah, so there's been quite a lot of like redrawing of panels, which I probably shouldn't be bothering to do, but like I want to get them. I want to get them to look good on the campaign. So
it's not like you have a launch soon or anything. It's fine.
Hey Jake, if you feel like tinkering one more iteration, draw one of those orc ladies upside down.
Flipped upside down.
Yeah. Like,
okay. Well, you know the funny thing is, all of these characters are here, and then on the spread, where is it? They're here and they fly away, but on these panels they're like not present anymore, and they kind of should be them here, but I haven't been able to draw it in a way that makes the composition work. And I was thinking maybe they could be hiding behind this wall as if they ran away during this bit. But yeah, now I've pointed it out, people will be like, they should be there. You should bother drawing them. But I've drawn them like 3 freaking times, and they never look good. I'm like, I'll just leave it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm in a phase where continuity, schmontinuity, especially with comics.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, Irene, feel free to not to disagree, but yeah, because it's like, well, obviously something happened between the 2 panels. You know what I mean? Like they did run away.
No. Okay. Yeah. Some things you can gloss over it as it just happened between the panels. You don't need to address it. But if in the last action, the characters were in one position or being thrown in one position, and then like 3 panels later, without cutting away from the scene, they're just not there, that is a break in continuity. But I think you could probably get away with either they're peeking out of the corner or just a couple of legs poking out from the panel border, because you're going to have dialogue there, right? So you're not going to, that's probably where you're going to put dialogue, so you're not going to have much space. Just have a couple of like feet peeking out from around the panel border. That's all you need.
Okay. Yeah, every time I try to draw them, it just ruined the composition. So I'm like, fuck it. I just go for nice composition. They just disappear for this page. Like they could have been standing...
They got blown so far back that they're just...
That's my excuse.
Draw some blood splatters on the walls.
But yeah, they could have been standing here, but speech bubbles going here. They could have their feet at the corners of these, like this shot here, but that would kind of mean that like there's a lot of dense detail here, and it's nice to have this kind of like blank space. after all this detail. So I'm like, no, I'm not shoving a character's legs there. I just want like brown floor.
Why don't you have their items scattered on the ground instead?
I suppose I could have the knife, like
knives. What's that? Other
Gashly.
Truffles, little heels on the ground.
Yeah,
spicy.
Gashly's knife. No, it's fully sensitive. Gashly's knife is there. I suppose you could have like her and the meat. They do all have a tool.
Yeah, just to stuff in their hands on the ground. There you go.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there you go. Thank you. Hopefully that was entertaining. But I do have the one shot. I can save it, but yeah, the thing I posted yesterday of the spider
with big cans.
Shall I share it? Shall I bring it out?
Yes.
Shall I release the spider? So there's the second double page spread, and I'm nearly finished on that page. It'll probably just take me like another day. I've been struggling to kind of like compose a scene, and it's full of spider webs. It's like the whole double page spread is Connell wakes up after a night of drinking, and he's basically in this whole spider web situation, captured with other people, and they have like a banal discussion whilst being like basically falling prey to this spider. So I posted this, and Phil saw the old version where it was just a cartoony spider, and it didn't look like a spider praying mantis hybrid thing.
Yeah, this is awesome, dude. The design on that character is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the huge cans.
Yeah, someone has described them as like plates of jelly once more, with I guess molten cream coming off. But yeah, in this scene they have like a banal conversation for most of the page, and then this is the open panel at the bottom where it's like revealed that this big monster's been there the whole time, listening to them bickering, and then she kind of like inputs on the conversation casually too, as is the comedy of the style of comedy of the book. But yeah, so that's
so
her.
Cool.
I thought of a name for her type of creature within Connell's world. Can you guess what it is?
Jizrachnoid.
Oh, you get in there. You get in there. You get it. You're nibbling around it. She's a breed of horachnid.
Amazing.
So there you go.
It's good.
I
like it.
Waiting for this book with bated breath. This is gonna be
great.
I'm looking forward to getting these two spreads finished and colored.
Inked and colored, and a cover colored, and a campaign design.
I'll be able to do it. I can freaking do it. Yeah, I meant to stream this week because I need to. It's not long till the launch, and I kind of like want to talk to my chat about it and share the struggle of getting all this done in like no time. But you know what? Look, for how much I've been rushing, I'm really happy with the art. So
it doesn't look rushed.
I love it.
Mm-hmm. Very well done.
It definitely doesn't look rushed because I blink and redrew it 50 with this.
Yeah.
Every panel has had like more versions just like this shit. Like that was a cool drawing. Like that's not a bad drawing, but I was like, no, it's not good enough. I need to draw all of them run away like this. The storytelling wasn't there.
There's a reason you get all the planning and redrawing stage out of the way in roughs and pencils instead of full-on inks. But yes, the final does look very good, and it was worth it.
The redraws and redraws.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the redraws.
By the way, I got to go in 10 minutes, just FYI.
Okay. Let me do a round of promotion real quick. We'll keep hanging out, but I want to get everyone promoted before Narwhal has to head out. So, starting out with this. Dun dun dun! Connell the Barbarian!
Oh, yeah.
Sign up at bluedickaxe.com.
So if you are intrigued by any of that artwork, you can go to connellcomic.com or bluedickaxe.com, which is in the headline, because this channel now has headlines turned on. Wow, that's the whole thing that could have been turned on the whole time. And you can sign up for it. We're going to be launching in a couple of weeks, I think. If I can get it all done, I will. I'll try my best. But yeah, go sign up. Signing up means I can tell like how many people are interested. And it's good to see the number go up, but it also means that you can get a free trading card if you end up backing it, drawn by Irene herself. And if you scroll down, you can see it.
Oh, yeah, right. Da, 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 da. Hey, look at that. That's the Sketchy
That's
Starts
the
book.
preview book. A bunch of people have the preview book. My PO box has had no returns yet. We had one person whose stuff was damaged, so I'm super happy about like the whole preview book thing. There's going to be a similar on the campaign. There's actually going to be 2 extra books. There's going to be the whole book in layout form, and then there's going to be a separate character design book. Just because it's so many pages, I can't fit them in one book. So I'm thinking of doing layout book and character design book, but the preview book was both of those combined. So that's like, yeah, there won't even be another one of those. But there's the trading card. Everyone will get one of those for free if you back, if you're signed up. I'll check the email list. And Bancroft says, what platform are you launching on? Indiegogo. I'm just going to go with Indiegogo. It worked well for the preview book. And that whole thing was like a test run in like figuring out how all this stuff works and seeing if I could fill a campaign. And I did. So yeah, Indiegogo. And then maybe other platforms later. I don't really have a platform bias thing. I'm sure this would do well on Kickstarter eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome.
That's
Says you got this.
true, yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Drink lots and lots of energy drinks and caffeine and
Oh my god.
Definitely trigger your gout, but suffer through it and get your book done.
Yeah, so when we launch, there'll be a couple of covers. There's going to be my cover and one super secret mystery guest cover.
Oh, so really?
I wonder who it would be drawn by, and I wondered, what a mystery. And the people who have received the preview book, they may have been a bit saddened by the demise of a certain character. I don't know if TC is in the chat.
It's true.
Camel says it's me. Yeah, guest cover by Camel Moon. I paid him $10,000 for his cover, and now he can go buy his first cover. But yeah, people may have been saddened by the demise of a certain character, and there may be an alternate universe depicted in a special cover where her demise was not met. But yeah, we can talk.
Or if they do die, just isekai them.
Yeah, they get isekai to all world.
Yeah.
You should do a spin-off of all the characters that die in Carnal and just, do infinite spin-offs.
Just put them in your little hedgehog wizard book.
Double isekai.
Okay, yeah, I'll have like several books, and when characters die in them, they'll get shuffled around the books.
Yeah.
Ultimate connected universe.
That's so crazy it could almost work.
Got it.
So crazy you could. Hey, I don't think it's been done before. An isekai and an isekai and an isekai.
A rotating isekai across 3 separate series. A tri-isekai. But perfect pun. But yeah, thank you very much. Go sign up. I'll appreciate it. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks when I definitely get all the work finished.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, I'm the one that's sharing screen. I totally forgot. I've had a little whiskey. Forgive me.
One sip.
Cool. I've had a few sips. I've had a few. Just kicking off my weekend. Being early. So carnalcomic.com or bluetickx.com. It says Narwhal needs to go. Here is Narwhal stuff on eBay. Narwhal Comics.
Yes. Yeah, and I guess so. Nosferatu, the new movie, which I have nothing to do with, is coming out in December, but it looks great. It's my favorite filmmaker, one of them, and so I have a Nosferatu book too. So I'm going to try and do a reprint because it's sold out. Like there might be, I don't even know if it's available on the eBay because I think it is sold out. So I'm going to do a reprint. So that'll be my next campaign. It'll be, I think, next month. I'm going to test Kickstarter. And it's the kind of one where it doesn't need to raise really any kind of money. I'll just see like if anyone wants it, then they can get it. But I'm going to try and have it be a new cover. And I don't know if there's any fun tchotchkes. I don't know. But yeah,
That'll be perfect for spooky season.
Yeah, just launch it for that, and it'll run for like a while, and just kind of be there if anyone needs it. And then like next year, kind of in earnest, I'll kick up my factory again and get like Cerberus 2, Hotel Story 2, Earthbound Grand Prix 3. I really got to get those 3, and then I'm working on Percival, so I'm very busy.
Cool.
Lots to do.
Hell yeah.
Look at all this stuff. You got a sketchbook. I like the coloring on this cover. I don't think I've seen that one. Very nice. Ooh,
Yes.
Check out the link. Oh, there you go. Thank you for the links. Go to Novel Comics on eBay to buy some of Paris books. And oh shit, Phil, where's your links? Damn it. Dun, 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 dun. No!
I'll post it in the.
There.
I guess I
found
can
it.
share my screen.
Well, there. Okay. Woo! ZadeComics.com.
ZadeComics.com, everybody. I actually shipping out a book tomorrow to, I think, someone that's in the chat that ordered something yesterday. So you can get all of our previous stuff on here, including the 2 people ash cans. And then if you go to the top of the site, if you click on Psycho Slumber, and it will take you to this page, and you hit that order now, and that'll take you to Indiegogo, where you could then back the new campaign, Psycho Slumber. We're over 100 backers now and climbing, so spread the word. Grab this if you haven't. It's perfect for the Halloween season. It is heroes versus horrors. It's Crimstone, Jazz and Crim from the Lost Pages, hunting down a slasher killer that kills you in your sleep. So very much a psychological story. We see Crim and Jazz in the dream world and fighting this crazy monster Simon with some other characters from Adam Lawson's The Kill Journal. So this is a 60-page one-shot. You guys are going to dig it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of cool, crazy action. And like I said, it kind of delves into that psychological thriller aspect of these monsters and what kind of dements them into being these killers. So grab this, grab the shirts, grab anything you guys haven't read in the past. And thank you guys for supporting us. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Sweet.
by the way, Alex's meme is ready, so I'll stick around a few more minutes. We can look at that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's meme time. Yeah, look at these pages. I guess everyone check that out. Do we have the link in the chat? Yes, we do. Thank you very much, Maromi, for the link. Everyone go to Indiegogo and back Psycho Slumber, Lost Pages, and Kill Journal, not Juno. What is
Kill
Juno?
Juno?
Kill Juno. Don't do that. Kill Journal crossover. And last but
not anymore.
Not least, womp womp. Yeah, definitely not anymore. Oh, that's depressing. Alex VRB for 2. I'm sick of supposed to hack something together. I will go check the meme soon. Thank you very much, and hope you feel better. Thanks for being here, even though you're sick. Alex is the MVP. He said he's sick.
Sorry to
feel
hear
better.
That.
Yeah, it is getting cold. So it did suddenly just become fall, like within about 2 days. It's like 60 degrees at night, which, I mean, it's not that cold, but I'm a baby, so I don't like it. Yeah. So, gotta adjust. Anyhow, so here's my website, fiendishcomic.com. This is a website for my comic series, Fiendish, and as you can see, I have a treasure trove of all kinds of cool stuff for the website right here. I have an about section for all the world building. You can read the comic. I have free previews for every chapter, but you can also read the actual comic digitally behind a paywall for chapter 1 and 2. 2.5 is not quite ready yet, but it will be coming soon. I have a shop, blog, gallery, all kinds of cool stuff. Something I want to point out that I don't think I mentioned enough is I have passes for the website. And what that is the monthly passes are essentially, it's just like Patreon. You pay like $1, $5, $10 every month for access to blog posts, I definitely need to post in the blog more, but once I actually start posting pages and I have more work from chapter 3 ready, you will get access to the listed benefits, early looks at pencils, early looks at inks and covers and behind the scenes stuff. So this is just a little something if you want to support the comic. Any support is appreciated. Of course, you don't have to do that. I post my art on Twitter and on the blog for free all the time. But if you would be so kind as to support the production of the comic and you want to throw some extra spare change at the project, then you can do it this way. And I would very much appreciate it. And the other type of passes we have are chapter passes. This is a one-time pass that gives you permanent access to reading the comic on the website. And I'll show you guys what it looks like because I realize that I just need to mention this way more because it's a little hard to get the word out there. I've been mentioning Global Comics. So as you saw earlier in the stream, you can click on this link right here, and Fiendish 1 and 2 are available on Global Comics. But if you buy the pass and click right here, oh, well, no, it wants me to log in, so never mind that. But I will
type your password.
Log in
type your
first.
password.
No, I won't.
Everyone, the
I will
password.
log in. I will log in first off screen share, and then
the meme is fun today.
Share.
The meme is fun.
Is it? Okay, give me 1 second.
Good job, Alex.
I won't take too long. I just want to pinch this.
Phil, do you have any sketch cards going up on Monday?
Yes. I do.
Those Dandal ones looked fucking great.
Yeah. These I have some JBot ones that are really cool. I'm gonna put up.
Oh, you're doing the sketch card thing.
Mm-hmm.
So new sketch cards go up every Monday on your campaign, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So check that out if you like collecting original art and sketch cards. Yeah, this is, so here's the reader. If you click through and buy the pass, this is what you see. You can read the comic on the website, but the difference between this and Global Comics or buying a PDF is you get extra content. So you get inks and notes for most of the pages. I have some creators notes and sometimes pencils as well, depending on the page. I try to save my work as I go, but not every page is really conducive to that. But basically, for $10 or $12 every chapter, you can get permanent access to this reader here. And this is just for people who don't collect physical books or who like extra content and behind the scenes stuff. I realize that a lot of people do like this and like seeing the process work. So this reader provides that, and that's how I'm hoping to make a full digital reader that isn't, it's not a physical book, it's not on another platform. Why would you buy a pass to read a comic on a website? Well, it's because there's this functionality that can't be provided anywhere else. So there you go. Hopefully that seems cool to all of you, and you can find it right here, fiendishcomic.com, and just click through read the comic, and there you go. Thank you very much.
I can't wait to steal that design. Can't wait for a year's time.
Can't wait till you show it. Steal it. Can't wait till you steal it. And you know what? No one's stolen my cover guide idea. Hold on, I need to pimp this as well.
You can steal that.
I have.
Yeah. Although I only have 3 covers per book.
I don't usually have good ideas, but sometimes I do, and I do believe this is a really good idea, if I may say so myself. I have a cover guide on the Fiendish website because comics are collectibles. So I have all the covers for Fiendish listed, and if you click through, there's details on the cover. This is all the first cover on the left side of every chapter. This is divided by chapter. Those are the permanent market covers that are the ones that books will always be printed with. Yeah, forever covers. Yes, thank you, Jake, for pointing that. After the campaigns. And on the right, are all the campaign covers. But if you click through, you can tell which cover is which. Here's the campaign main cover. This is the cover by Dan Plagle and Billy Basco. This is the raunchy cover for chapter 2. And this is the 24-hour variants. And I have these black and white 24-hour variants for every chapter. But anyways, I think this is a pretty cool idea. Yeah. Copy away. Copy away.
Yeah.
I encourage people to have websites for their comics. I think it's awesome when people have beautiful, well-designed websites for their IPs. I think that helps indie creators.
Bancroft has a lot of ideas floating around that you can just pluck out of the air. He's got like a backlog of ideas to pluck.
Yep.
You know, the digital reader, the cover gallery, so many things. He's got to get on Global Comics. This is just an idea floating around out there.
Yeah. It's just floating around in the ether. Just for everyone to steal. Hey, we're here. A rising tide lifts all boats, everyone. So many ideas. So many ideas. All right, let me pull the meme up. Meme time. Let's go. Da-da-da-da.
Time for the meme.
Yes. I need to open this in a... Should I save it? Okay, I want to zoom in on it. So there you go. I can do this. Computers are hard to use. Oh my gosh. How do I screen share this? Oh, this is funny. You got Mob Psycho in there. That's great. Screen share.
All your ideas belong to me. Sounds like a supervillain.
It's all your base all belong to us. It's all your ideas all belong to me.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
So there's a light and a shadow world or shadow side of all of us.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
Mudang is there.
That's great. Look. Oh, it's mirrored. That's awesome.
There's that stupid hippo.
I love this. This is so
super
great.
Cool hippo that hasn't been shot yet.
Why is Ipkiss the same on both sides, though?
Let's pretend that it's Jim Carrey in Liar Liar.
Okay. Okay, let's just pretend that. Okay. I can't tell who's saying what.
Well, I mean, you can decode it.
Actually, yeah, we can decode it.
I think the two top maybe you, but
I think I said no, it's the children who are wrong. Although that's Seymour Skinner who said it.
You have to read it theatrically.
No, it's the children who are wrong.
Okay. These are good quotes. Lab jaundice. Isn't that like when your labia turns orange?
Hey, hold on. I legit didn't understand affirmative action because we didn't have that in Asia. We sure don't. Sure don't. I mean, maybe there's some. I think maybe there's some stuff like that for Aboriginal Taiwanese, because there's kind of a similar history to like natives in the Americas where there was not good things happening, but yeah, we don't, not like in America.
We don't really have that for the Aboriginal British, aka the Welsh.
There aren't British people also Aboriginal? Like, are the Welsh your Ainu? Like, what's going on?
Welsh, the Aboriginal British?
Yeah. So Aboriginal British people are you.
With their freak language. Anyway, so I guess my quote is, apparently pygmy everything is cute except for humans.
Yeah, small humans are totally not cute at all. Let's see. What is the difference between our two sides? It's just light and dark. That's cool.
Just imagine he AI typed monster versions of us on the dark side, and that would have been. I could have been blue and veiny.
Don't criticize Alex. Okay, he's sick.
I'm not crazy. This is awesome. I love the outfits. I like that I look like Girl Medicare, basically. I look like a cross between Lara Croft and Girl Medicare.
Yeah, you're Goth Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I'm Goth Tomb Raider in a cap. There's Mudang light version and Angry Dark Red. So cute! Ah!
That hippo looks demented in the dark version.
So cute! It's cute demented. And there's Mob and Mob. That's great.
Well, that's Mob and Mob Shadow. It's really great how he incorporates it at the end.
Really
does he turn into a crazy super beast?
That's when he's pushed to 100.
Looks like a Pokemon.
I don't want to spoil anything. He's pushed to 100 a lot during the show, but it's different in the final episode. I don't want to spoil it. It's really, really well done, and it's not annoying. Fine, but it's not annoying and goofy like a lot of shonen is, because you guys know I get annoyed by that stuff. It's a very palatable show, and it's very sweet. So you guys should watch it.
Thank you very much, Alex. Camel says, when you get to episode 100, you should put out a book of just the memes. I'm sure the resolution would be terrible, but it would be good to have. Imagine episode 100. It's the shitty clip show, but it's just looking back at all the memes and trying to figure out what happened on the show from the meme.
Oh,
that would be good. Yeah. What's the topic, right?
We should do, when we get to 100, we should do a review of all the memes.
A meme review, PewDiePie meme review.
Yes.
I guess
but for our...
I was going to make a batch of special Kool-Aid and then ship it to all you guys, and then we were going to drink the Kool-Aid on episode 100.
That sounds like a great idea.
It's a real good idea.
That's so crazy, it just might work. I've said that twice.
It's a good callback, Bear.
I got to go.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for joining, Pear.
I'm going to check up on this dog. The dog's downstairs now. I'm like, what's he doing down there? What is he up to down there?
Say good night to the doggo. Take good care of the dog.
All right. I'll see you guys later. See you next week. Next week is on my channel, and there's plenty of we'll either do a co-writing little brainstorm thing, or something else. So I got some ideas.
All right.
Cool, man.
Sweet.
Cool. See you guys later.
See you next week. Bye.
I already have my topic for when it's my go. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, the static is gone. Oh, my ears. I'm so sorry.
I have blanked it out. Cheers.
My autism is like audio sensitivity, and fucking hell.
That is true. I don't really care about audio stuff.
It's like repressing the pain of the tooth and then finally taking the painkillers and being like, oh, bliss. My ears are in bliss right now.
I am trying to talk into my microphone a little more. Hopefully it's been less shit, but it's hard.
No, it's been good.
Jake needs a better mic. I literally have like a 500 quid shotgun mic. What do you mean I need a better mic? Hopefully he's trolling. JK trolling on the floor laughing.
Normal static wasn't that bad today. It's fine.
Your mic did break up once, but it's been good the rest of the time.
You guys want to see some? Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm going for a mixer and everything, and I guess it is fucking up sometimes. It's trash. It sounds like you're in another room underwater. Oh my god, I failed.
It's fine. It sounds fine right now.
Audio. Using the broadcast stream mix. Maybe that's when I'm covering. Like right now, my hand is between the microphone and my mouth. Now it's fine. Was there a difference?
No, I don't hear anything.
Okay.
But I am so bad with audio though. I don't even recognize. I think people who can recognize voice actors have superpowers. I can't even do that. I am tone deaf. I can't recognize voice actors in different shows. Like
when I was watching Princess Mononoke, I'm like, that's Bender's voice straight away. Mononoke.
How did you know that?
Because you can tell people's you can hear people's voices.
But they put on a voice, so it just sounds like a different person to me.
No. Phil, I was watching Princess Mononoke. I'm like, that is Bender's voice actor. Looked it up. The woman in it is Tomb Raider's voice actor. I was like, that's Tomb Raider. That's fucking Lara Croft right there. Looked it up. I was spot on.
Yeah, I can't tell. So, well, I am very tone deaf. You don't want to hear me singing. It's a disaster.
I'm good with people's faces.
That makes sense.
Like, I could look at someone's face and then recognize them.
Yeah? Wow.
Yeah. I wish
that's
I had
really
that.
Amazing.
I wish I could.
Not a lot of people can do that, Phil. You guys want to see hippo videos? I have hippo videos.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm going to pad this out until we reach 3 hours.
That's 10 minutes worth of hippo videos.
It's only a minute and a half, but we will watch this on repeat because it's a little hippo.
All right, so if you had a hippo, a group of small hippos.
Look, it's so little.
Oh, look, more hippos.
It's so little. It's so little. Ha ha.
Couple more hippos.
So if you had a facility that you sent hippos to so they could learn things, right? Like a school or a college for hippos, would you call it the hippocampus?
I think if someone didn't name it that person should be summarily executed, because it is such a perfect name. It would have to happen.
Look, it's biting out. They are pygmy hippos because that's the mom. The big one's the mom, and it's not that big because full-size African hippos are gigantic. I wonder if are pygmy hippos a South Asian thing?
Maybe I guess it. Is it talking about the craze? Yeah, there's so much art drawn of this.
Yeah, I muted it so I wouldn't get struck.
Eat him! Kill him! Kill your captors!
Oh, it's a little mouse.
It looks animatronic. So they look like cute. They look like that little thing that from Fifth Element that saves the bad guy's life by giving him the Heimlich when he gets the cherry stuck in his throat. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my god! You ever see The Fifth Element?
Yes.
Yes,
you
it was too long ago.
Gary Oldman.
How old is he now? Yeah, I know.
Older.
Old man. He's getting older by the day. Really a dog in a fat suit. Yeah, it's an animatronic.
It looks like that. Or a manatee with legs. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
Scene.
I like more hippos.
Aww. So adorable. Ah.
Here's the thing, though.
No one else is interested. I'm aware. I apologize.
That's Gary Oldman?
Yes. You didn't know that was him?
He doesn't know that. No, I'm terrible with names. I can't remember names.
See, I know faces.
Yeah, that looks like Gary Oldman.
Hey.
This guy, that looks like Mo Ding or whatever the hell his name is.
Mu Dang. That does not look like Mu Dang. That looks like an alien blob monster.
No, it's Mu Dang with a phallic nose.
How your entire empire of destruction comes crashing down.
That doesn't look like Mu Dang. But that did look like Gary Oldman, yes. But
I get it, Phil.
Yeah,
noble effort, Phil. No, that looks like Station from Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it's Mu Dang. See, TC says it looks just like Mu Dang.
Can we return to the hippo videos now?
No.
It's blind, like I said.
Hippo.
Face blind.
Little hippo. Ah.
Oh no.
A baby elephant. It looks like yes, it looks more like an elephant.
Oh my!
How many things are there pygmies of? Are there pygmy elephants?
Yeah, there are. I don't know if they're currently still extant, but there were pygmy elephants.
That's the reverse of extinct.
So, yes, if they still exist. There's something called island dwarfism. Just like there's also the reverse island gigantism, but on islands, because of the limits of resources, some animals evolve to be smaller than their mainland counterparts. So I think one of the Mediterranean islands, I think Crete, there were prehistoric small pygmy elephants, and there's a theory that the mythology behind Cyclops are the bones, the skulls left over from pygmy elephants that were like a little bigger than human size, and they're like mini elephants, but the nose hole on elephant skulls look like a Cyclops eye. So there's a theory that's where the Cyclops mythology comes from.
I searched for the list of pygmy creatures, and I now believe I have found the most amazing creature ever to exist. And I remember
Yeah.
seeing this as a kid, and I think
Do
it
not
was
say Vern Troyer.
so it's a video of Fern Troyer. No, I only clicked on it because the name of it is Balushitian Pygmy Jabora. And I was like, what the fuck is a Jabora?
Bless you.
It's a shitty.
Yeah. It should. Well, you can criticize the name. Here he is.
Oh, I will.
Here it is.
That is very cute.
Balushistian.
That doesn't look real.
Oh,
Look
they're
at
like they're like, what do they call those?
That's pretty cute.
Kangaroo rats, right? Like,
yeah, like a Jabora. A Jaboa. Is it Australian? It looks like an Australian creature. Because
yeah, they have in Australia. They're, I don't know if that's like an extra small one, but they were called kangaroo rats when I was a kid.
A Jaboa.
Oh, the little ball one. Yeah. Is there real? That
is real.
Cute.
Look at this little fucker.
Oh, that is cute.
No, that's an object file. It's 3D modeled.
It's an OBJ.
Yeah.
This one.
It's not an object. It's a real animal.
It's like a Kirby ate a mouse.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
I still like
funny.
Chillos more, but that's pretty cute. Man, there's some wild, weird animals out there.
Yeah.
Aww. Oh my god.
We didn't talk about the Jake's favorite shadow.
Oh no.
Shadow the Hedgehog. Or what is
Shadow the
Hedgehog?
Shadow the Moses. Shadow Moses. Moses the Hedgehog. Why did I think of Moses? Shadow Moses is from Metal Gear Solid. Shadow the Hedgehog isn't anything to do with the Shadow though. Like he's not like Sonic's repressed Shadow. He's just Dr. Robotnik tried to make a cure for AIDS.
Is he a hedgehog? Shadow?
Shadow is a hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog is Dr. Robotnik trying to make the cure for AIDS. Or the Sonic Universe's version of AIDS. To cure like his daughter. I don't know if it's his daughter who has it. But she has like a degenerating disease. Shadow the Hedgehog. AIDS. I'm sure I brought it up. Yeah. Neuroimmune deficiency syndrome. The Sonic Wiki.
Why didn't they do like a platypus character?
There might be. Do you know who Vector the crocodile is, Phil? Platypus Sonic.
I think so. I have an image in my head. He's green.
I'm Vector the crocodile. Right?
Does he wear sunglasses?
He looks like a disco guy. He's got headphones on. Where's Vector? No, I don't think there's any platypus one. That's it, Phil. You gotta invent platypus.
They got a sexy bat one, right?
Yeah, they got Rouge the bat with a big fat tits. Oh wait, Irene's back.
Hello, what? What are we looking at? What?
We're not looking at Rouge the bat's big fat bat tits as she goes around spreading coronavirus to every of the other Sonic.
You're not looking at it? What why? Do you think I would care?
We're not looking at it, don't worry.
When I didn't do a Google search,
I'm such a prude. Oh, I can't handle boobs. Oh god.
It's Rogue the Bass, but no, there's no platypus and Vector. Let's have at least look at Vector.
Oh, we got the 3 hours. Woo! 3 hours! Yay!
Thanks for enduring this, everyone.
Charmy the Bee. Oh, I want to see this
bee. Thank you for being here, everyone, for this awesome show.
You haven't seen Charmy the Bee? Well, Charmy the Bee is all the Chaotix. Okay, after Sonic 3, they made Sonic Chaotix, which was like a Knuckles game. It was like Knuckles Chaotix. And I owned it, but you needed to get the add-on for the freaking Mega Drive to play it, so I never played it. So I had the game, but I never had the Mega Drive add-on.
Dang, that sucks.
Here is his Vector the crocodile.
Sucks to be you. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I know him. He's cool. He's just an S though. It's like he's the shape of the
an S. Strong silhouette.
Dude, those arms. This guy's awesome.
He's the best one. He's a
He's got
DJ.
that chain, dude. Got that slick chain.
Mm-hmm. Charmy the Bee is notably less cool.
Oh, that's sad. I want to see him. I want to see Charmy the Bee, though.
I mean, I don't think anyone called Charmy is going to exactly exude charisma. This is Charmy the Bee.
Oh, yeah. He's okay. He kind of looks like he's from like Attack on Titan for some reason.
What?
Like he's one of those guys.
What part of this?
His outfit.
Have you
looks
seen
like
Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan? I've never seen Attack on Titan.
That's why you think it looks like something from Attack, because you have no idea what they look like.
Well, I've seen people cosplay regular people from Attack on Titan, and they're in this,
you think the orange jacket is vaguely similar to the brown, the orange vest? Okay, is vaguely similar to brown jackets. No, but
it's basically the same thing. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, Phil. Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I had no idea Sonic was such an expansive franchise, because I did watch
the
anime.
Well,
I mean, of course, I don't play games, but I did watch. I was actually really into the TV show when I was little. Like, I would draw Sonic.
Which one?
Characters.
Sonic X.
Wait, which one?
I don't know. I was too young to.
Gotta go
I don't
fast.
know.
Speaking of expensive,
I would know.
Yeah,
I've never seen. I've never seen these characters before.
Irene, where is your sexy
Look
artwork
at this.
of Rouge Labatt, the ultimate femme fatale over here?
What a slut.
Doesn't exist. I never seen her in the show. I would just draw Tails a lot. I like Tails.
Which show though? Because I know it's not going to be my favorite one. It's not going to be It's not going to be Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog with big fat Robotnik bumbling around.
It's probably
there was Robotnik. There was Sonic. There was Tails. There was the girl Hedgehog. A few other supporting characters. That's all I remember.
Was it 2D or 3D animated?
It was 2D. It was 2D.
Oh, okay. Sonic.
It was
whatever was airing in Taiwan in the 90s. Like that.
Did they all play? Did they all use guitars?
No.
Okay. Wait, was this Sonic X? Sonic. If it had Amy in it, oh god, this is just getting really autistic.
Hey, anyway, don't blame this on me. I tried to just share some cute hippo videos, and we've devolved.
Look, Bancroft, I showed the crocodile, so I had to show the boob bat. Sorry,
the crocodile.
Go back to the crocodile.
Degeneracy.
Cool. You think they'll ever put him in the movies?
I don't know.
Is he a good guy? This guy?
Yeah.
All right.
I think so. I'm not really, to be honest. I watched Sonic as a kid, and then I kind of like drifted, and then Sonic went into the kind of like more artisanal direction. And I just waved it off into the sunset until Sonic Mania came around. It's like, oh, cool, this is good. He's chaotic neutral. Vector cameo for sure. But there we go.
I just remember Shadow could slide on things.
They all can grind on gears. They had those soap shoe tie-in. They had like officially licensed soap shoes.
He's got jet-powered shoes in the movie.
I'm gonna look up Sonic
and he could teleport.
What were they airing?
What were they thinking?
You didn't see the trailer, Jake?
No, I haven't watched the Sonic 3 trailer.
Dude, Shadow's in it. And he has rocket shoes and he could teleport.
I love this bit you're developing of being a massive Shadow the Hedgehog.
I know who you are.
You should keep this running for several months until the movie comes out on every stream you're on. Dude, have you seen Sonic?
You need to start coming out with a cool Shadow version of Blowhard. Blowhard.
Shadow Blowhard.
Yeah, he needs a cool enemy.
A Taiwanese station aired a second season of Sonic X in addition to the original 52 episodes.
So it was Sonic X.
Sonic X.
Was that the one with the human boy in it, whatever his name was, and like Sonic's friends with the president or whatever?
I think so. I thought whatever I watched was a CG cartoon that came out in the early 2000s.
In the 2000s, a CG Sonic cartoon?
Aw.
Yeah, it was during the same time that Kirby had his own cartoon. Remember that? And he didn't talk.
No.
It was like WB Kids or whatever.
CG Sonic
How old
cartoon.
are you?
A little bit older than you. I don't remember all these things. I just thought
All of you Westerners.
I thought the first CG Sonic cartoon was like that one they did recently where everything was different.
Yeah, I mean, I could be mistaken.
I was enjoying my Doraemon and Crayon Shin-chan and Naruto.
You were probably watching that cartoon of that kid that was a butt.
Huh?
The kid who was a butt?
Which
Phil's
one?
just exposing himself as knowing all these things.
Yeah, you were watching that. I haven't seen a cartoon where a kid was a butt.
Anime kid is a butt.
What the fuck is that?
Someone
Sonic
in the chat,
Boom.
tell me what this anime is called.
Sonic Boom. I thought that was the first CG Sonic thing.
Kid. Yeah.
I just found okay. So there's this other anime. It was a cooking anime. It sounds very lame, but it was like shonen-y and it was like cooking battles. It was actually really good. Chuka Ichiban. Yeah, we had that in Taiwan. There was Sailor Moon. I actually didn't like Sailor Moon. I thought it was too girly for me, so I never watched it. It's retarded. Because obviously Sailor Moon is good, but I refused to watch it as a kid.
Guys, chat, even my brain is melting with this conversation. So if you're still here, thank you very much.
What? We're just talking about some. Okay.
Original Sonic cartoon.
It's not Food Wars, no.
What kid?
We're sharing the shows that we loved as kids.
I am bringing up the intro video to the only Sonic cartoon that mattered. And here it is now. I gotta share screen. Here we go. Share. Okay. This is the only Sonic that matters.
Will we get struck for this? Maybe mute it.
I don't know, but yeah, like you just.
Oh yeah, not this one. This is not the one I saw.
Well, you should have been watching it. Cool.
Yeah, even though I had no access to it.
Look at this fat ass. Look at this fucking fat piece of shit over here. The best design.
That is a good character design.
Look at that fat bastard.
Yay. Where was this animated? Who animated this?
Stupid foreign country, probably begins with a T.
Okay. Yeah, probably
with I.
Yeah, really?
Wasn't it Simpsons? Oh no, Simpsons was all animated.
I'm about to kick Jake, everyone.
He's gonna blow it.
You're about to blow it. Asia animated it. Well, yeah, that's true. Asia animated everything. Wait, I have seen this intro. No, I have seen this, but I don't think this was the one that aired in Taiwan, though.
Because I forced you to watch this intro like 5 times in the past.
No, you didn't.
Sonic.
I definitely made you watch this video. But yeah, only Sonic that matters.
Yeah, thank you, Woodrow. Let's not watch any more of this, even though it's the end of the show anyways. We're definitely going to get struck, and I don't want that. South Korea does animate a lot of everything. Like Japan and America will storyboard instead of South Korea. Cool. All right. I think that's a show. That's a wrap. So thank you all for being here. Another mostly successful episode of the Creative Block is in the bag. This was episode 70, I think, because last week was episode 69, right?
That's right.
Phil's show. Even though I looked at our playlist and we're missing a few shows, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm pretty sure this is episode 70. So, woo! 70 episodes of our weekly rotating storytelling show. This is an accomplishment. Good job, panel. Good job, Jake, Phil, and Narwhal, who's not here, and all our regulars in the chat and also the non-regulars. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We've had like 50 people watching the whole show, so you guys are awesome. I really appreciate it.
Here.
Next week we'll be on Narwhal's channel. there's actually a Creative Block playlist that's in the description. So if you want to just bookmark that, add it to your playlist so you don't miss any shows, that is right there for you. And other than that, I'll see you guys next week. Any other shout outs? Anyone streaming tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. It's going to be the second episode of the Spooky Diaz Brothers show tomorrow, where we got new spooky trivia, new decorations for the set. We're even doing some spooky sound effects as well. And we'll be asking Louie a spooky question. So be there tomorrow for the Diaz Brothers show.
Cool. And I will be streaming with Allie on Monday. The Allie and Rini show has moved to Monday because we have commitments on Fridays. But Monday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern, my show with Allie will be returning. And this coming Monday, it'll be on my channel. So I'll see you guys there. All right.
Yeah, I wanted to stream this week. I didn't do it. As soon as I finish that next spread, inking-wise, I'll do a stream. So if you see one, it's because I've finished that spread. So, yeah.
All right. And subscribe to Jake as well in case he does finally stream. Cool. Have a good night. Bye.